Clackety clickety.
Subscribe, people. Subscribe.
Subscribe, like, and share.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready to put a song up here. This is something, for y'all. We're only 96 days from Christmas. So where's my Christmas presents?
Hang on a second. Before you, let
want
me get the
chocolate.
actual one. I get the actual down to the second. It is 95 days, 4 hours, 25 minutes, 50 seconds till Christmas.
95 days to Christmas. 95, almost 94 days to Christmas. So I want some chocolate. A chocolate bar a day would be good, I think. But anyway, we're going to play this song for y'all, and we'll be back. And we got a couple promos, and we'll be back after that, and we'll open up with a couple of different things tonight. And you're already bitching. So any moans, groans, bitches, or gripes, write to Michelle. Okay. On that note, here we go. Ding dong, ding dong. People, I was only really playing this because this is who Sean's hanging out with tonight. I wasn't supposed to tell y'all. He's gonna probably get mad at me too for telling y'all, but
he's quite literally out being probed by the alien entities that are roaming this sector of the galaxy. So he is currently unavailable until said probing has commenced.
That's yeah. Hey, I can't help if the alien looks like her. I didn't make the alien look like her. But hey, if you got to be probed by an alien, that's the kind you want to be probed by.
Well, apparently it was two 21-year-old and 23-year-old sets of twins.
That's right. That were probably in this video we just seen. Yeah, see people. I told you he's a horn dog. Y'all didn't believe me. No, he's Santa Claus. Yeah, he's Santa Claus. He's ho-hoing around like ho-ho always does. Damn. Nah, we always miss him when he's not around. That's no. What do you mean? Well, I was going to play some promos, but if you just want to be a butthole about it, I think Jimmy Kimmel's being a crybaby. Yeah, I seen this little pansy fit little thing you're talking about. Like,
I would agree.
"Oh, it's free speech. Well, nobody said you couldn't say it. They just said you couldn't say it if you wanted to keep your job. Yeah, so you can say it. The press keeps repeating what you said. I've heard it
Parallel
all
or
the time.
not, right or wrong, Jimmy the Greek went the same way. Jimmy the Greek was a professional sports entity for how many years, Joe? 30 years in the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, he's a long time.
Yeah, a long time. And he was on, I don't know, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. Was on NFL football doing play-by-play. And one of the newer guys, if anyone hasn't noticed, most of the new play-by-play guys in the NFL are former players. But before that, usually it wasn't former players that were doing play-by-play. It was guys who actually failed at sports. That's why they became reporters. So, the one guy asked why the Philadelphia Eagles player was so fast. Why was he so fast? Why was his muscles on his legs so big? And Jimmy the Greek simply stated that historically speaking, those who indulged in having slaves back in the time when slavery was a thing, most of those slave owners would breed the toughest and strongest slaves with the toughest and strongest, male and females together. So the next batch would be, bigger, stronger, faster, smarter, whatever. And there's no illogic to that, but and there's no proof that it did, and there's no proof that it didn't. But that's probably how most African Americans in this country are so much larger than white people. They naturally have larger muscles. They're usually quite taller. They're leaner and skinnier for the most part.
See, that's true and not true. It just depends where you're at in the country.
Yeah, and it also there's regionality and there's
so like
there's
if you're in Mississippi.
But Jimmy the Greek simply just brought this fact up, and then CBS canned him the very evening or later that day.
Because that is borderline racist in a way. But I mean, it's just you got to be careful with that because you've got and I know what got him in trouble because if you come down to like Alabama and Georgia, them white boys are big, man. They 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", 260, 280. They big boys. And
that's because they drink that corn liquor.
I don't know what it is, but they big boys. But Louisiana guys aren't. Louisiana guys are usually around 5'9", 5'10".
That's because they're drinking that rice liquor.
Yeah. So, and then Texas, you get out in the boonies of Texas, like, both my friends from Texas were both well in, 6'3".
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. My friend Alberti, he was from Boston, though, but he was like 6'2". I was always this shorty guy, Yeah.
So I'm 5'9". 6 foot is the average height for the average male in America. I'm three inches short of it. So that means that the bulk of men are over 6 feet tall.
Well, they must have upgraded it because it used to be 5'9.5", so they must have upgraded that.
Hey, Google, what's the tallest average height for an American man?
On the website verywellhealth.com,
I thought you was going to give you some shit.
Average height of men in the U.S. Hispanic males, 5 feet 6.7 inches.
5'6".
No, she said Hispanic.
Males, 5 feet 9.1 inches, and white males, 5 feet 9.8 inches.
Yeah.
5.9 for what? All right. Hey, Google, what is the United States average for the tall for average height of men?
5 feet 9 inches. On the website.
Hey, Google, stop. Yeah, 5 feet 9 for all men is 5 feet 9.
So when you're like 6 foot, you're
so it did come down.
You're considered weird. Well, because you're bringing in other races, and now it's breeding in with our country.
Yeah, we're getting shorter and fatter.
It really does have more to do where you are in the United States. Though, it really does. What do you mean?
Regionality, not just the food.
New York doesn't have men. New York's got like Tampon Tim and stuff. They don't have men up there. Don't try to lie to us. I got women friends up there. They tell me there's no men in New York.
New York, I'm told, is wholly and entirely populated by male sex robots, and that's it.
That's it. What we're gonna do for y'all, I don't know.
AI operated male sex robots for all of the natural human females that populate the city that are the natural indigents.
Sad thing, people. Just a sad thing.
Yeah, don't ever go to New York.
Yes, nobody likes New York anyway. It smells funny.
The buildings are dirty. They really are. I'm not making that up. Go to New York. If you have to go to New York and you're walking down through a busy, car choked road on New York streets, walk over to any building and take 2 fingers and wipe them about 4 inches across the side of that building. I guarantee you, your fingers will be blacker than the tarmac that the street is, and you'll see what the actual original color of the building used to be.
Yes.
It's not an exaggeration. That is not an exaggeration.
Used to be being the term there.
Well, it's because of the soot and the exhaust from all the cars. It's just the buildings at ground level, especially near the busy streets, they collect so much soot and road debris, whatever road junk is splashed up, oils and just nasty stuff that they start to turn black.
But I noticed we used to have a metal roof in this house, which we lost during Hurricane Zeta. And I was going to go back on the metal, but I had noticed there's a plant, DuPont plant, not far from here. It's about, it's actually a little ways. When you drive, it's like 8 or 10 miles, but as a crow flies, because it's at the head of the bay, and I live at the bottom of the bay, I started noticing some of the metal roofs around here. One side of them, the color was changing. You could tell it was then I started noticing, I started seeing it on shingles, and I figured it out. It didn't take long to figure out it was coming from that plant.
Fumes from the plant, yeah.
Yeah, something coming from it. Well, I realized, driving around in New Orleans, that anywhere where the airport, you have a flight path coming over from the airport, you'll notice one side or the other side of that roof is almost black because of the soot coming from the planes.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's kind of disgusting, actually.
Yeah.
But
it really is. I mean, the stuff that I peeled off of the building when I was in New York, a few times I've been there, I was shocked. I was like, don't they have a job for somebody to come around and do this and like get this, gook off the building? I mean, it's just nasty. I mean, and it will just make the building deteriorate faster if they don't clean that stuff off regularly. Yeah. And by regularly, I mean like, every 3-4 days.
It's I don't know. You got to just kind of wonder about some of that stuff.
Modern infrastructure, it's high maintenance, very high maintenance. There's a there's a gentleman at work that he complains because there's 2 bridges from where he lives. I think it's West Virginia, and to get over to Maryland, there's a Maryland bridge that's been taken down that he has to drive over to the second bridge to get into town, and they're supposedly going to start work on that one. But the first bridge is down, and they're going to replace it, but it's going to take until next August. And so there's no way across that road at all. It's just our whole country is just like that across every state, every county. Old bridges, 40, 50, 60-year-old bridges that need to be taken down and, reworked with modern materials. And we're just now starting to see with those few states that have the recreational medical marijuanas, most of those revenues are going towards state infrastructure, such as streets and schools and that kind of thing. And we're starting to see some of that in Maryland. And that's the process. Is that bridge is because of the recreational sales of marijuana has been dubbed for replacement. Well, it's also they're taking their sweet ass time. If you had the time and money to make it fit, to make it right, why not do it in 3 or 6 months? Why does it take a whole year? It seems like it was very badly planned. But the infrastructure, maybe it's that bad that they have to. It takes them a year to take it apart. I don't know. It's really, really horrible. The whole country is like this, Joe. Everywhere. It's not just Maryland. Maryland is a rich state, which really disgusts me.
I've been noticing some infrastructure projects have been going pretty good, and some of them are just, I don't know what some of them are. They're just garbage, fake.
That could be, yeah, just to spend the money that's on the books, I guess. That's why they're taking their time.
Well, they've got to spend the money. They don't have a choice, so they lose it.
It's got to be spent.
It's got to be spent in certain parameters, so it makes it a little harder. But still, I have seen them do things like they redid the interstate ramps.
Yeah.
So they work differently now. So they used to be the loop-to-loop ramps, where you could go around and hit all 4 exits by just staying on the interstate and doing the loop, and then coming up and loop and coming up and loop, and you could get off on all 4 exits. But then they changed it now to where some are just individual exits. It was better the other way. It's a little more dangerous because it's kind of tight. It was like I don't know, it's like one of those 4 curls, like playing 4 squares or something. But it was, but still, it worked better. And if you effed up and you missed your ramp or something, you could just loop around until you got back to where you were. But now you got to get off the interstate, get on the side streets, drive around, come back all the way around. It's a big pain in the ass. And but that's because they had to spend that money. And that particular parish didn't have nowhere else to spend it but there. So that's what they did with it.
But and the other unfortunate thing is also because I guess it's because of fiscal months and years and whatnot is when they have to start spending that money, or when they when that money, once that money is acquisition, and when it starts on a fiscal month, beginning of a fiscal segment, it's usually in the fall. And if you have up here particularly, we have snow and ice and freezing rain and sleet. You put down freshly wet pavement in the fall, and it doesn't dry all the way. The water that's still inside the asphalt, when it comes to wintertime, it just freezes and refreezes and freezes and refreezes and cracks. And the same repairs you're making now in the fall, the late fall, particularly later on this year, there's going to be a lot more road projects throughout this region. Those same faults in the road are going to come back because you keep just doing the same stupid thing. Reverse those projects, put them at the beginning of like the spring and fall or the spring and summer, when people are out of school and they're on vacation and they're leaving their homes for 2 and 3 weeks at a time, going to the beach, or even if they're only going to the beach every weekend, you have less traffic on the road because there's no school buses, there's no kids running around, and there's much more. It's much more of a convenience to be inconvenienced then because there's less traffic. They don't do it. It's stupid.
It is, but they do a lot of work here at night. They bring out the big lights, and they do a lot of the work at night.
A lot of highway work is done overnight too, which is smart because again, no traffic, less traffic. And the traffic that is usually very aware professional drivers. Now, don't get me wrong, truckers out there. I love all truckers. My family was in trucking for 20 some years. There are good truckers and bad truckers. Most of you are good. Some of you are average, but there's a lot of you that just, you're in it for the money and you suck at your job and you don't want to do it. But just as long as they're aware, and most of them are at night, I've driven most of the time at night. Every hour, it's a 3 or 4 car pass by that goes by you. It's eerie sometimes, but it's much more convenient, and it's much less stressful.
Well, it depends. It depends what I'm doing. So a lot of times I prefer to drive at night.
I love it.
Yeah,
I prefer it 100%.
But then sometimes, if I'm going places, I might want to see something. Like
that's what I prefer, to be a passenger, not the driver. The driver should be maintaining concentration on the road, not look over there, bam.
No, that's not what I mean. Like Devils, whatever that is out there in Wyoming. You can stop, you hop off during the daytime. So depending on what I'm doing. So sometimes we'll drive 8 to 10 hours a day. We used to drive 12, 14. Now, if it's just me or I'm with one of the guys, I'll probably drive 12 to 16 hours. And then we'll stop and catch 4 or 5 hours at a cheap hotel somewhere, hop up, and then hit another 12, 16 hours. Because last time I drove out to Salt Lake City to give a lecture, Joe and I got there in 2 days. But when I went when I brought Linda, it took 3.5 days. So
you couldn't speed as fast.
Well, no,
slow down.
No, she don't care if I go fast, but it gets, when you sit in the car, a lot of wears on you. So
what is this? Okay, we're both fans of driving it. What the fuck is this? What is this? You're on the highway. You're doing 85, 70 miles an hour. Nobody's in front of you for miles. There's hardly any traffic coming the other direction. There's nobody behind you for miles. You look away from the rear view, literally for like a split second. You look up. There's a car in the distance. You look away again, split second, look up, and now it's directly behind you. Not just directly, he's tailgating you. There's 2 lanes of empty road left and right of you, and he's tailgating you. Why? Why do you people do that? Anyone out there in the audience have an answer? That it is the weirdest phenomenon. And then they follow you for like a mile and realize, oh, he's only going to go 75. Well, I think I'll go around him. Why didn't you go around me 2 miles ago when you first saw my brake lights, asshole?
Well, I noticed down here
for a mile and a half.
Well, I noticed down here they're cracking down on driving in the left lane, which is what I like to do. I usually, if it's 70, I usually get in the left lane and do 80.
Same
And,
here. If you're going down 95, particularly through North and South Carolina, going south, you can stay in the left lane because you're going faster than most of the traffic in the right. And there are only 2 lanes straight back, 2 lanes both directions. That's it. But there's some
hey,
of
Shay, I didn't even see
3,
you.
like up here in Maryland and New York, there's 3 lanes of traffic. Why do you tailgate me for a mile and a half when you have 2 lanes of traffic to go around me, even though it's illegal to pass on the right? What the F is that? It's the most bizarre phenomenon. I don't know if it happens to anyone else, but it happens to me every
The ones that bother me is the ones that get behind me, ride on my ass, and then go around me and slow down.
Oh, the leapfrog. That's the other one. Yeah. That's in the daytime. There's a lot of traffic there. You get that leapfrog asshole. They'll come up behind you. You'll be in the left lane. They'll go around you to the right. They'll get in front of you and slow down. So then you go around them, or whether they go to the right lane, the left lane, doesn't matter. But it's like, and for like this whole state, I had to do this with this one fool. And finally, he got off at like the first or second exit, the very next state. And I was like, thank God I don't have to play leapfrog with that fucking idiot anymore. Pardon my French, people. Driving is such a chore anymore. It really, really is.
Yeah, it depends where I'm at. So if I'm driving like here to Florida, it's Interstate 10, slap on the cruise control at 80, slap on the radar snooper, turn on one of the GPS things. Not people because I know where I'm going, but I like to use them because they say cop ahead, warning, cop ahead. Yeah, Wives seems to work the best, but the others work pretty good too. And I'll usually have 2 running, so that way ahead, breakdown ahead. I like all that stuff. Let you know what's coming on when you're cruising.
Yeah. And, the good thing about GPS is no longer are you going to get in trouble in the state of Virginia and other states. And I'm not sure if Pennsylvania is one of them, but there are several states where the old radar and laser detectors are illegal, so that you can't avoid being, stopped by their speed traps. So that doesn't matter now with the GPS. Most of them tell you where there's accidents, even weather incidents where you have low visibility. It'll tell you that kind of shit too.
Yeah. Oh, 2 of the ones I use do workarounds, how to get around accidents and stuff, and it's well, people, you got to watch. It's better, yeah. Well, no, because the GPS works good enough to get you around, but it's better to So for me, I've done a lot of exploring. So from basically the Florida Keys all the way up into the Carolinas, all the way across into San Diego, I know my way around pretty well. And so I can hop off of interstate and get around and stuff like that. And matter of fact, we were cruising through Dallas, and man, we was in a group. Everybody's doing about 85. And just the traffic just stopped. And I seen a ramp. I said, well, hell with this. I'm going to get off and I'll go wandering down the ramp, down one of the highways to where it takes me. So I got off the ramp. As soon as I got up to the top of the ramp, the wreck was right before the off ramp. So I just hopped back on and went on about my business. So all them people that were lying way back there, all they had to do is get off on the exit and then get back on the interstate, and they could have got around all of that. You would have thought
people are cows. They will follow the leader until they realize, oh shit, I have to jump off this 5,000 foot high cliff, and maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't.
Yeah, no, I get but and then in the old days we used to just print out everything and I'd give it to Linda.
Yeah.
Put her over in a chair and said, okay, this is where we are, this is where we're going. Just you keep reading and get rid of the page when we're done.
Yeah, those are the first years of like Yahoo Maps and that kind of shit, way back in like the early days of the internet. And I say early days of the internet, I mean the internet started in
when I was first driving, you'd have to trace it out on a map where you were going and find the different highways you were going to use. And it worked. It's just a pain in the ass. And then along comes this. This was good. Told you where to exit the whole 9 yards. You just followed the map. And then of course they put it on your phone after that. It was just, but you got to watch your phone, your GPS. Somebody ain't always right. A couple of times it's taking me places I'm wondering, well, what was this about?
Sometimes it's late on cues for tell you to drive. Turn left now. It's like the left now was like a half mile ago. It's like, oh shit! You got to turn around again.
I love when it tells me in an Aussie voice, "You are speeding." I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm speeding.
Mine hasn't gotten on me on that. I usually do about 10 miles over the posted speed limit. 9 to 10 miles on the highways. 5 to 8 in the city. It
just depends where I'm at and what towns I'm in. like here, there's places you can speed and there's places you can't. If you get caught in some.
Absolutely.
Well, what you gotta watch Mississippi's roadblocks. Oh, they love roadblocking here, buddy. Oh yeah.
Well, you got to
You be minding your own
you
business.
get the newspaper though, don't you, to make sure?
Well,
Yeah.
different states do it different ways.
Well, you were saying earlier, on other shows like
No,
bringing around New
Mississippi.
Year's and all.
I think Mississippi, it has to go to newspaper 3 days before your roadblock.
Yeah.
Who gets a newspaper anymore? Do you? I don't get one.
No, who? Yeah, exactly. Who reads that? Well, I mean, I guess that maybe some of that the newspapers must have an online version as well. So maybe
But
that makes it
gotta
a little different.
But I mean, you got to pay to have an online version.
Well,
Louisiana, they tell you 1 hour before the roadblock, they'll announce it on a radio station. What radio station?
Yeah, but also I think if you have, particularly like your local newspaper, if there still is one, if they have an app and you have it on your phone, there are the free version of it. They would at least give you weather warnings, weather updates, and stuff like that. Like there's going to be a roadblock, police roadblock, so and so place.
It's probably more like pay $5 and we'll tell you where the roadblock is. No. Sorry, guys. That's how it works. $5, we'll let you know the road. Oh, you're getting close. You better come on. You better give me the $5.
Yeah.
And then you get up there and it's a wreck or something. Wise. I think it's WI. Yeah, see, I don't have it. I'd have to get my phone out to find it.
WYZE.
Yeah, that's it.
Wise, yeah. It makes some pretty cool webcams, home security devices.
They have a bunch of voices you can use.
If you are on Roku, you might notice that Roku has certain cameras now and home security as well. Those devices are made by Wise.
I am coming. Well, John was talking about Stephen King in the other show and how he's going to be a thing of the past now. And doesn't he have a new movie coming out?
Stephen King had a new movie that did come out, and just days beforehand, Stephen King said an absolute falsehood about Charlie King, and the backlash was that
Charlie Kirk.
Sorry. The backlash was that it was the lowest opening of any Stephen King movie ever for the whole weekend. $11 million. That's pathetic.
Well, he's done. So
Yeah.
Moving on from him. Well, it's advice we were giving the two illustrators that were on with us tonight on Arthur's Quill. Be careful what you say. And you can get yourself canceled before you even get started.
Yeah, and cancel culture it's been a thing for a while now, and it's coming back. It's like you just don't know who's going to get zapped next.
Well, I got Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi good today. They rant and rave, and so I'm on the .gov site, and they rant and rave. So I posted on there. I said, "Well, you're bitching because you taught the Republicans how to do it." I said they didn't know what a cancel culture was. Y'all kept canceling them left and right until they finally figured out how it worked. And guess what? Oh shit, they're canceling you now.
Yeah.
I was like, I said, don't be a hypocrite. It worked for you. Now it's working for them. It's like
it's amazing how people the Nazis, when they lost the war, they literally Goebbels and Goering and all those guys when they were at the trials in the interviews at Nuremberg's, they're like, why did we lose? And the reason was because they just they were insane. They thought they had full control, and that's what the Democrats thought they had. And now the tactics they used, that the Nazis used, were the same tactics what we used to stop them. Same thing with the Democrats. They used those same tactics on the Republicans that are now being reversed on them by the Republicans, and they're surprised that their damn party is all over the place, falling apart.
It's funny.
Gestapo tactics work, whether you like them or not. They freaking work.
I'm listening to this group from the NAACP today. And it's a big luncheon for a bunch of these old ladies. And the old lady stands up and she said, I got to thank my grandson for helping me understand about the Democrats. I'm like, well, I got to listen to this. I said, this is going
Yeah,
to
let's
be
hear
pretty
it.
good. You know, I'm figuring it's going to be some liberal crazy, you know, just some liberal crazy shit. So she stands up. She said, I want to tell him thank you for making me realize how well we've been being played for the last 80, 100 years. She said, first off, I didn't know Lincoln was a Republican.
Yes.
She said, I thought he was a Democrat. She said, they didn't teach me that he was a Republican in school. She said, I also didn't know
Was it the Republican Party back then, or was it still called something else? Like, because
no,
the
he
Democrats.
he was a Republican. That's
Was it?
what it
Okay.
says. It's I thought it was some like Republic thing or something, but no, they say it's a Republican. So I'll have to look
Well,
at it.
yeah, at one point the Democratic Party was the Whig Party, and I forget what the Republican Party was, but at some point it was called something else.
It was I'm pretty sure it was just the two parties then, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. But anyway, so you know, here's Lincoln. He's the he's a Republican. He's freeing the slaves. So the Democrats voted no freeing the slaves. Now remember, the war wasn't initially over the slavery. The war was to stop the South from seceding from the Union. Just so y'all understand that. Lincoln later on made it about slaves to help garner help from around the world and take help away from the South. It was a very smart move on his part. But he also said that he felt that you know that they should just be freed into the United States or sent back home if that's where they wanted to go.
Well, Lincoln had a couple of plans for that, but I mean, none of them were able to come up with a plan because you know some idiot in the South decided they would send someone to go kill him.
Yeah, they're going to kill him. So, and then I didn't know this, but the majority of plantation owners were Democrats.
Yes.
So anyway, getting back to
the bulk of the Republicans, I believe, owned a good bit of the manufacturing up in the North, if I'm not mistaken. So it was kind of a reverse thing, you know. It was because the Democrats won the thing. Of course, they blamed the Republicans on it, but it was the democratically controlled U.S. government that started the aggression.
Yeah. So you got Lincoln. He's a Republican. So here we're going down the road. 14th, 15th, and 16th Amendment were put up by Republicans and voted on by Republicans 100%. Not one Democrat had voted for any of them. One of those was being able to vote, and there was several key things for blacks that were passed on those. So then the Democrats started the Jim Crow era, the Jim Crow laws, and put that in effect. Put that in effect because of these amendments that had been passed earlier. So that's what they put in, and that wasn't enough. So they started the Ku Klux Klan, which, by the way, they're still run by Democrats. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this black lady's going on and on about it. She said, I didn't know any of this was true. She said, basically, the Democrats haven't done anything for us.
Nothing at all. And they've done everything in their power, even to today, to keep you under their bootstraps.
And so she puts it to the keynote speaker up there. Can you tell me what they've really done for us? Why should we be loyal to them? She said, because I'm not voting for them anymore. She said, they've lost my vote. And he said, I couldn't tell you. She said, because I'm not voting for them either. And, you know, so most of these people in this room didn't even know any of this was true. So what's happened is you've had a movement amongst young black men, or not just young black men, but 40 and under black men, that's been dragging along young black women in the same age group. And they're waking up to this. They're being educated to the fact that they've been lied to, and it's not how this all works. So
they certainly do not teach these things in public schools, not in grade school, junior high, or high school.
Yeah, so that's seriously changing the way people view this. Now, Charlie Kirk was going in there.
It's a 180-degree flip.
Mm-hmm. And here's Charlie Kirk. So the blacks are flipping, the Hispanics are flipping, and here's Charlie Kirk bringing back the Christians. I mean, they were headed for some kind of apocalyptic event of power.
Yeah.
Well, Jane, I mean, we're talking serious power here. We're not talking, this isn't for the lighthearted. We're talking a lot of power here. And right now, if I was reading yesterday, so right now it's close to 3 million people have left the Democratic Party, and the Republicans have gained 3 million. And that's not necessary.
3 million.
3 million. And that's not necessarily all the ones who left the Democrats are voting have become Republicans, because they're not. So that's a 6 million gap. How do you feel that? Where do you feel that?
You don't. Oh, geez. I mean, there's no coming back from that. There really is no coming back from that.
And then with the people leaving, like Jean Paris, she's gone. I can't remember the little Chinese girl who does all of the money for him. She's American. She just looks Asian. And she did all the big donors. She was the one in charge of getting them. They left. They're not there anymore. Fetterman all but told the Democrats to go themselves. Mm-hmm. Jeffries, Hakeem Jeffries, pretty much has done the same thing. These are big Democrats, and they're tired of it. Yeah. And all of them are saying the same thing. One, I can't believe you'd say anything bad about Charlie Kirk, because AOC got up there and was ranting and raving the other day. AOC, as long as you get a mic in her face, somebody should just. I'm not going to say that, but
that Fetterman is the one black sheep in the entire group that's new to the Senate. He didn't say word one bad about Trump. In fact, he said quite a few good things about Trump during his campaign, and he won still. And he has since, I think, flipped over. I mean, I think he's going to be a Republican.
He said his vote is not going to stop the
government. The government shutdown.
So that gives them 53 or 54. I think they need 6 more. Schumer's not going to do it because he got made such a fool of. And Cory Booker's like, close the damn government, man. Close it. Close it. I can just hear Al Green now. Close the government. Close.
How is that good for anybody?
Close that damn government. What's that, Jackie? People think I'm black anyway, chick. Oh, yeah. I'm not kidding you. I get, so this has happened to me many times. I've done interviews and stuff like that where it's just voice. And then they'll meet me and you're white. And you can see like in their stunned in their face. I'm like, of course I'm white. You didn't look at my profile? Yeah. I got lots of pictures on the internet. Type in my name, they're everywhere. Some are good, some are horrible.
In the landlines, people wouldn't, we didn't have cell phones, landline phone. You talk to someone for the first time on the phone, then you go to their office, make an appointment or whatever, and you go, and they're like, "Oh, I thought you were a black person." I'm like, nope, just have a very deep voice. That's all. Sorry.
It's the colloquialisms in Louisiana. That's why. Mm-hmm. Yes, and I use a lot of the same.
It's not just Louisiana.
What do you mean? Does it offend me? Why would it offend me? No, it has been funny because like this girl had a crush on me. She came down to meet me, and I was in DC doing a lecture. This is like 18 years ago. It's a long time. So her and her 2 sisters came down to meet me, and I had Linda with me, and also they come walking in. We're at the Washington Press Club in DC, and they just come in the doors. And I was talking, and she said, "Oh, I can hear his voice. I can hear his voice." And her 2 sisters said, "But baby, he's white." Telling her, the sister the one that came to see me, said, "He's white." She said, "No, he's a black guy." She said, "No, you better look up and look." And she looked up. You could just see her face, man. And she looked like she was about to pass out. And we sat down there, have lunch. I bought her lunch. I said, "What's up?" She said, "Mr. Joe, I thought you was how'd she say? I thought you was a chocolate man, a brown man."
I thought she was chocolate honey.
I said, "Girl," I said, "What you come here for?" She said, "Well, I just wanted to meet you." I said, "I'm married to my wife right there." And she said, "Well, it wasn't like that." She said, "I just wanted to meet you." She said, "I thought you was brown." And the 2 sisters are laughing their asses off. They giving her all kind of shit. "Ooh, you want to do the white boy, man? You can't be doing white boys." And she said, "We intend." His older sister goes, "Besides, we black. He white. He lay like a ghost." And I was like, "Sweetie, come on now, calm down. Call me a ghost." And but anyway, they're actually really good. They're really good people. I talk to them every once in a while, but it was just funny. And then I'm on, I think it was KTVX somewhere up north, and so we do the interview. And then I was in New York for a lecture. And the guy said, "Come on. Check you out, bring some friends with me." He's an older guy, and he'd come up with these 3 black girls, and they go, "We'll all go out to dinner, right? Sounds good to me. Let's go." And So he comes in because I was in the booth. He comes in to come around and get into the booth. He said, "Well, where's Joe at?" I said, "Joe's right here." And she's like, "No, Joe, the radio guy, Joe." And I said, I called him by his name. I called him by his name, and then I used my radio voice. He's like, you can't be white.
You white?
He goes, "No, you can't be white."
I was about to say that.
I was like, oh, I was laughing too hard. Oh, it's honest. No, it's a true story, people. It's no, it's nothing to get offended about, man. I wouldn't get
You
offended.
can't be white. Well, why can't I? All right, you can't be black. How about that?
It's just funny.
That is funny.
Well, my accents change when I travel. I'm bad about taking on stuff around me. And
I thought something was missing. I just realized the ticker tape wasn't going.
That's weird.
Hey, how much the new title thing working? How many more people is that bringing in?
The what?
For the insane part, is that how
Oh,
many
that
more people
always
that
helps.
gone in? Huh?
That always helps.
Oh yeah.
That's just because they're just looking, and I'm trying to see where if it makes a more difference live or archive.
Yeah.
Well, I
it
went
probably
back.
helps either way.
Yeah, well, I went back and added it to an archive on Rumble just to see, and it doubled its audience in about 2 days.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Well, because insane means insane. We could be just talking about food, but Well, I had a guest on, and I was talking about food porn. She's like, "Joe, I didn't know you did porn and with food." She said, "That's kind of nasty." I'm like, "What is wrong with you? Food porn is not real porn; it's food porn."
Yes, it's
But then I told her-
someone on. Okay, so food porn for the uninitiated is especially social media type of stuff, where someone who is an adept cook, Amelia Pisano, goes into their kitchen and makes something really delicious and yummy, and then posts it on social media, Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever you want to put it on. Right? That's food porn. It's nothing. It's not like naked people having sex with food.
Strawberry and glaze and
Yeah,
whipped
Keep
cream.
your minds out of the
all
gutter.
over
It's
it.
an actual food subject.
Yes. Well, yeah, because I'm a good cook. She's a good cook. Several other people we know are good cooks, and we'll share recipes and talk about it. Sometimes share pictures and stuff.
Did we tell them the news?
Amelia started it because the huzzy kept sending me stuff. I would be live, and she'd just send me all kind of stuff. So by the time I got off air, I was starving anyway.
Yeah.
She just spamming me with food porn. So I started calling it food porn because that's what it is. Instead of wanting sexual food. That's all. Yeah. Good food too. No, she's a really good cook. Right now I'm waiting on chocolate. She can't send it unless it's cold outside. I don't know. I don't live in Canada. I live in the South.
Well, if you know the rule about chocolate the rule is you're supposed to be able to transport it at room temperature without it melting or sticking to your fingers. But the instant it hits your tongue, it should begin to melt instantly. That's when it's been made correctly. Is when you can hold it for a prolonged period and it doesn't melt onto your fingers, but as soon as you eat it, it starts to disappear.
Yeah, see, that's food porn too. You see that? Yeah.
It's food porn. That is food porn. Yeah.
Jack,
I'm sorry, I should preface that with a warning.
That's why M&Ms have a candy coating on them because the chocolate's so soft it'll melt as soon as it touches you.
Melts in your mouth, not in your
What are
hand.
you talking about? Reese's cup will start melting as soon as you get 3 fingers on it, man. What are you talking about?
If you get the bad ones, yes.
Bad ones. I get the real ones, the big ones.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, you get bad batches of those things when the dye is like running out of the machine, so they don't when they're being spinning in that brass urn to get the candy coating. When they run out of that color, it becomes a nasty wet mess.
Oh no, I was talking about
bag.
No, I was talking about Reese's cups, not M&Ms. I was talking about Reese's cups.
Oh, I thought we were talking about M&Ms.
We were, but I switched topics. But the Reese's cups, you get hold of them. They soft, man. Good. Reese's cups are good. Yeah, last night I tried to eat a gallon of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. I had to go
a gallon.
No, half
Start with a quart, dude. Start with a quart.
I tried to eat a half gallon. I only ate a quart. or
The other court,
two-fourths.
yeah. always
Whatever
the
half
court.
a half
If you
gallon.
nail the
is.
court, then go to the next court. If you can't do that, boom. At least you got a partial court for the next beginning.
Man, there's some ice cream companies I miss. Like Swenson's used to do this sticky chocolate fudge it was like
Oh yeah.
stuff was fabulous. They went
Yes.
out of business finally. Now, Baskin Robbins supposedly picked up some. And I don't know, Ben and Jerry. I never liked Ben and Jerry's, Jimmy. No, I don't.
Sorry, you can't say that anymore. It's now Ben.
Well, that's right.
Jerry
The other
said-
guy
Jerry
quit
said,
because
fuck you and left the company. Pardon my
Yes,
French.
because Ben kept probing him in the ass and wouldn't let him say anything. I
Just
do it.
Ben's ice cream. I wonder if they're gonna put his last name on there. Dover. It's gonna be Ben Dover ice cream.
Oh God. Somebody should send that in, man. Bend over ice cream. That's he's a pervert. Yes. Good thing Sean's not here. He'd be getting a new nickname.
Yeah, probably so. I mean, the first
okay,
and last
so-
are his nicknames.
So Elizabeth, where are you from? Oh, you're from Chicago, but you're living where? Oh, in Key West. Well, how you
Oh,
like it?
lucky
down there?
you.
Key West is a nice.
Oh, by the way,
place,
there's a
yeah.
hurricane coming. You might want to drive north a little bit.
It's yeah, no, Key West is cool. Yeah, as long as
I've
it's not
never
big.
been. I've been to Florida, but not Key West.
It's oh, it's been a while since the last time I went down there. Last time I went to go see Hemingway's house. And
That would probably be cool. I would probably enjoy that.
well, a friend of mine has some property down there. And one of my owners actually two of my owners keeps yachts down there. Yeah, yachts. I don't know. They're like 70 feet, 80 feet. They're not giant yachts. I think what's his face is 90 feet and the other one's like 110 or something. I mean, they're big, but they're not like super big yachts. Not like what my nephew owned. Oh, that thing was huge. Yeah, it was massive. I think it was 370 feet or something. It was huge. Well, I say it because he passed last year, so his husband's got it now. It's big enough that it had a heliport on it. Yes, it could hold its own helicopter and several other boats that were inside of it and things. Jet
If
ski,
it can launch and recover its own vehicles, it is not a boat. It is a ship.
Well, it's a yacht, man. It's a yacht.
That makes it a ship. Yes, sir. Yeah,
It's a
100%.
shit yacht. But just, it's funny because some people in other countries call you, when they say yacht, they mean boats. When we say yachts,
Not all yachts can launch tenders and recover them. So
Yeah.
some do, some don't. All depends on the layout of the boat or ship.
Oh, on no, Stewart's had it had a 25-foot 4 engine in the back that it had back there. Then it had an inboard. It had a 4 something in it. It held about 8 people on the other side. And then in the front, they had 2 things that popped out, and they had a single engine, like 250 horsepower single engine, 20-foot boats or some 18-foot boats, fishing boats basically. And then there was 6 jet skis on board, a bunch of other party stuff that popped out would float around. They had their own little air thing with air
It
mattresses.
sounds exactly like my grandfather's yacht. He had a Hatteras fishing vessel, and it was a 68-footer. And in the hold, there was that kind of stuff: skis and balloons and things to tow behind. They also had the outriggers for like catching large game fish like tuna and sailfish and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it had 2 Johnson onboard twin turbine 450 cc engines. I mean, these engines were as big as a car. That's how big they were.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
But Jack, I never got to go on his big one. The one that was 370, I never got to go on that one. He had one he had initially bought was like 222, and I don't know. No, these weren't converted ships. These were built to yachts. Well, he was worth probably 1.5 billion or so. They were he was an environmental lawyer. His husband is a criminal lawyer, and then they had a partner that did something else. Yeah, but then the company was worth a lot. He got into environmental law. He got into it by accident. He was well, Well, he had just got out of law school, so he was doing his internship with this lawyer. He was working for this lawyer for this company. And he was interning, and the case had been going on a little over a year and a half. And as soon as the case was over, he was going to be a lawyer. You're not an intern anymore. And the guy, this was Exxon versus the state of Mississippi. This is a lot of money we're talking here, and a couple $100 million. And anyway, the lawyer in charge of the case had a heart attack and died. And they were still a good ways out from settling. So the owner of the company, the law firm, came down and said, well, look, you're the only one that knows everything that's been done and said, can you handle this? And he said, well, I'll try. And they settled for $375 million. That was after cleanup. They had to pay for all the cleanup and everything too. And this was all because they found some pipelines that every so often were gurgling up and making like little pools of oil on top of the pipelines. They were underground pipelines, and they would be a dip. And so $375 million after cleanup. So Mississippi got all of that plus the cash. And I think Stewart got $25 or $35 million for settling the case, fresh out of law school. That's what he started. Chris, so that's what is it. He got into environmental law and he made a lot of money. Well, I had heard he was handling COVID suits too. Well, okay, people. So vaccines are weird. So when a vaccine first comes out, you can sue them for everything. But actually, once it's been approved by the FDA, you can't. You can still sue, but you can't sue for a lot of money.
It takes how many years? I mean, it's a long, involved, and a lengthy process, a very lengthy process.
Not like it used to be, though. It's
no, not since COVID, no, because they forced it through.
So anyway, if you get a vaccine and it does you harm, and it's been approved by the FDA, you're limited to what you can sue for. I think it's 55,000 or 75. It's hardly anything. Yeah, regardless what it did to you, it doesn't matter. There's a shield. Well, most people don't realize, but most cops and judges and stuff have shields against being sued for wrongfully doing things. And Congress, a lot of times, for like sexual abuse cases or other cases where they've done wrong, a lot of times Congress will pay for that out of your tax money and not tell you about it. Yes, there's several Congress people that have had sexual allegations brought against them. I'm not talking about children or anything for anybody to ask, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. What it was, wasn't that what the thing was with the Page scandal of the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
Young and near underage boys getting abused by senators within the halls of the Senate.
And why does that not surprise me?
Well, I mean, it happened. I'm saying.
No. So why does it not surprise me that it happens? All I meant. It's What do you mean? Why does old man abuse young men? Sexually, because they're gay.
Or in more primitive times, it would probably have been for a dominance thing to prove who's the alpha male of the tribe.
There you go. Well, it's like this guy. So everybody's like talking about this killer that killed Charlie Kirk. Well, so that's why I didn't think he was gay. Well, he's living with a guy.
No, he calls himself bi, and we said this on the other show. It seems that it was an excuse to not call himself gay, so he calls himself bi, so that his gay boyfriend can transition to a girl, so he can say he's a heterosexual bi male that likes a girl that used to be a dude. It's backwards logic.
Well, and it was still transitioning, so
it's backwards logic. It's all it is. I mean, it's a way to at least for him. I would imagine for him. I can't say what's in this idiot's mind, but it's a way for him to justify doing something he knows is against nature, when that is being in love with another dude.
Yes. Well, see that I think that's what actually probably did him in. So here's a guy, he's raised in Utah, rough and tumble. Oh, somewhere I got a picture of his mom with all kind of guns and stuff. We'll have to see that later. It's somewhere on my Facebook page.
Oh yeah, we talked about that too. Their whole family's a bunch of gun nuts.
So,
Gun aficionados. They're not so crazy.
yeah, they're not nuts. Jay's nuts. They're all sweet, nice people.
The father is a former police officer. What was the grandfather? He was former military, I think, at least. But I called it before we knew anything about the father. I said, I guarantee you, one as soon as we heard that the father turned him in, I said, I guarantee you, to my friend Steve. Steve was not in the studio today, but he usually is. I said, Steve, I guarantee you, we're going to find out later on that dude's father, he's ex-military, and I was close. He's ex-police.
Yeah, there was some funky stuff went on with that too. Well, Jackie, there was just a lot of this whole thing is just stinks to high heaven. But do I think it's a conspiracy? Not really. I don't think it was anything more than what it is.
Well, some people are, because it's so cut and dry. I mean, it's just like the evidence is like we're watching the police obtain the evidence in the chain of command, in the chain of evidence that they're going to use at the trial. I mean, it's going to be the gun, and then the kid, and we just watch it online. We see the kid jump off the thing, then they find the gun, then they find the kid. That's exactly how it happened. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable how fast this news went across. 33 hours, dude. 33 hours. That's less than 3 days.
So I think the world just not used to things just being so cut and dry. That's all. They're like, what the hell's going on?
And no, trust me, I studied for 2 years to become a policeman. No officer, especially a detective, no detective is ever going to tell you that any case, especially a big, highfalutin murder case like this, is going to be solved that fast in 33 days. 33 hours. 33 hours. Sorry.
Yeah, sometimes they are. Sometimes things are cut and dry.
That's 3 hours shy of 3 whole days.
It's like the guy who drove down the street. It's like the guy who drove down the street in New Orleans. His case is over and done in 14 hours. Once they got him, they knew who he was and what he did. I mean, sometimes it's
Harvey was within an hour and 15 minutes of JFK being shot.
I mean, sometimes things are just what they are, and sometimes they're not. It's just we're so used to things not always being what they are, it makes us nervous.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not exactly a fan of. Because I hear too much. Well, that's just how it is. Well, no, maybe it's not just how it is. Maybe there's some other shit going on here. How's that?
Look, David Letterman. I mean, he really put it down in a nutshell. I don't agree with how he said it, but he defended a certain amount of speech, but he didn't defend people celebrating the man being killed. What he did say was that it's improper what's going on, and I agree with him. If Kimmel said something that was offensive to the chief executives or even the company byline or the company, employee, how you're supposed to act, policies, if he violated any of those, yeah, should fire the man. If what he said violates the company's ideas on politics, fire the man. That the company's absolutely allowed to do that. It's a private company. They can do what they want with their employees, regardless of what the president may or may not think or say to them.
Well, it's definitely up to them what they want to do. I mean,
they have free will.
It's they didn't like what he said, so they pulled him.
What did they say in that song? If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. Thank you, Mr. Pert.
No, Jimmy, that's just the way it is. I mean, you don't like it, still got to deal with it.
Jimmy Kimmel's not the first. Jimmy Griggs did it. Who else did it too? They did a whole bunch of people. John Madden, I think, was run off of TV for the same reason, because John Madden's just a big, lovable, dumb, stupid idiot. Yes, okay. The man has a college degree. I think that's a freebie. But if you ever seen the man on TV, he's not all that smart.
but he's a nice, lovable dude. He just dumb. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's what got him fired. Same with Jimmy the Greek. Jimmy the Greek isn't necessarily one of the wisest men on the planet, but he said something stupid on CBS football, and they fired his ass.
Yeah, unfortunately, people, you can't say something stupid anymore. Well, we can, but they can't.
Yeah, we're not network driven, and we're not causing or bringing in ad money. As soon as that's the thing. As soon as you mess with the network's money, they're gonna fire your ass.
Yeah, it's well, I will say this: I see it's making the View behave.
Oh yeah, for how long?
I don't know, but the View were scheduled to talk about Jimmy Kimmel Thursday, and the big boys told them no. and they told him no more lies. They told him no more lying. Well, they said it was Whoopi said, or one of them said no more mistruths or anything like that. All that has to stop. There has to start seeing conservatives and Republicans coming on the show and giving a fair chance, or the show's going to get closed down. Because liberals are slipping away quickly at 14% favorable rating amongst the population. That's nobody's watching your shit if you're a Republican. I mean, if you're a Democrat.
No. What is it from yesterday's show? You said something that AOC said I guess it's regarding Charlie Kirk. And then afterwards I said, "Wow, she's out." Do you remember what it was that she said that you brought up yesterday's show?
It's somewhere on the thing now. I don't remember that. It's what was it? I don't remember. My brain's not even going there.
Well, I mean, it's the whole party. We keep bringing this back up and up. They're cutting each other's throats just to stay afloat and stay alive.
Now, I know she was hating on Charlie Kirk yesterday, or whatever day they were doing the vote. She was hating nonstop. And now she's got people in the Bronx telling her, maybe you shouldn't run again.
Yeah.
But I think she wants to go after, what's his face's seat? She wants to be a senator.
No shit.
Yeah, so she don't have to run every 2 years.
You're stupid.
She wants to get what the old man said. What she thinks she can beat him. What's his name? The ex-speaker of the House. What is his name?
Hey, Google, who's the ex-speaker of the House?
Sorry, I don't understand.
What the hell is his name?
That was helpful.
Just doing my job.
Being a dumb bitch. That's what your job is, apparently. I tell her to Alexa, she's a dumb bitch. And you want to got in trouble last time for voting with the Republicans.
Schumer?
Yeah, Schumer. Yeah, Chuck Schumer. She thinks she can do. Yeah, she thinks she can beat him.
Yeah, well, she's an idiot.
Yeah, she might be able to.
Not only no, Jesus, yeah, because you know why?
They're saying that they think she can beat Newsom in a primary.
I can see that because she's so stupid.
Newsom's just got so much dirt. I don't know how anybody gets him up in a primary is going to mess him up. He's a good speaker and all, but he can't defend his record. That's just going to be his problem.
Well, also, have you seen how thick the layer of oil is in his hair to keep it standing up like that?
Now, Jay. Shame on you, Jay. Jay, shame on you. I'm correcting him, all you new agers out there or whatever y'all are out there. I'm making sure he knew he was a bad Jay. Yes, I did. I just told him. Actually, Reese, we're getting ready to go to break right now. I'm going to put on a song. Yes, I am going to put on a song in just 1 second. Yes. Why, you don't like songs? Well, now we're getting close to Halloween now. Now we're only 41 days out, so I can start playing Halloween stuff. Yes, and if you don't like it, I'm going to be polite. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it.
You can play Michael Jackson's entire video of Thriller? Cool.
I have played it before for Halloween. It's actually
like
in this roll.
It's long.
It's long. It's no, this is a different song. Sounds like an old song. Hey Heidi, sounds like an older song, but it's slightly a different song. So maybe they're singing about Obama. So I'm not sure. But anyway, we're gonna put it up in a second. And we're gonna put it up. Here we go, and let's post it up there. Let's post it up there. And here we go. And here we go.
Oh no, no, no. Oh, nice.
The devil went down to Washington. He was looking for a throne to steal. He wanted to bind his thing of mind to America's New Deal. When he came upon this patriot on the guitar playing it hot, Obama jumped up a political stump and said, Joe, I'll tell you what. I'll bet you hadn't heard that I'm a guitar player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you play a pretty good guitar.
No way.
Dude, the nation told whose throne I stole. I'm a better player than you. Joe said, my name's not Boy, man, and I'm ready to rebel. But I'll take your bet and your veiled bread if it'll break your evil spell. Joe, grab your Stratocaster and play your fingers hard, cause hell's broke loose in D.C. and Obama holds the cards. And if he wins the minds of men, the damage is untold. But if you win, the devil could be unthroned. Obama grabbed his Telecaster and said, I'll start this test. And fire flew from his fingertips as he unbuttoned his president's vest. Then he kissed his magic guitar pick, and it made an evil hiss. And a band of politicians joined in, and it sounded something like this.
And the devil go.
When Obama finished, Joe said, well, you're pretty good, Hussein, but sit right there with that arrogant glare till I finished up my play. He played Obama's in D.C., run, boys, run. The devil in the White House ain't no fun. Chickens in Congress taking our dough. Granny got Medicare, no child, no.
Where the hell did you find this?
Man, that boy can play a guitar.
Oh, that's an easy trick, dude. That's not anything very hard.
Well, Obama bowed his head because he knew that he'd been bound, and he laid his silly rubber mask before Joe upon the ground. Joe said, Obama, please get lost, and don't you ever come back again. We done told you once, you socialist pawn, you ain't our nation's friend. He played Obama's in D.C., run, boys, run. The devil in the White House ain't no fun. Chickens in Congress taking our dough. Granny got Medicare, no child, no.
You're listening to UFO Undercover with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Hi, and welcome everyone to Ethereal Encounters Unveiled. Today we are broadcasting live on the United Public Radio Network and the UFO Paranormal Radio Network, 105.3 on the Gulf Coast and 107.7 FM in beautiful New Orleans.
The night has come, it's cold and losing my control. Your light is gone, and lonely darkness fill my soul. I wish that you could save me from my isolation. It's way too complicated. Let's stop this conversation. Let's stop this conversation. We got no relation.
This is the United Public Radio Network, 107.7 FM in New Orleans and 105.3 in the Gulf Coast. UPRN talkradio.com. Esoteric program.
Radio with an attitude. Welcome back to the chat, everybody. I hope y'all are having fun or being retarded or whatever the hell you fucking feel like being. I don't really care. But
yeah, thank you for that song, Joe. That was that proof positive. I said it was when Obama won his first administration. I said, you know, they're going to call him the Antichrist. They're going to call him Hitler, and they were doing it already at that point. He isn't. Apparently, he's the devil. So
apparently, he was the devil, and somebody else took over because now he just seems to be getting ready to go to jail.
Yeah. So what is going on that front since you brought it up?
Well, I heard he offered Trump a BJ, and
Really?
if he'd give him a pardon, and Trump said, you know, look, my name's not Michael. No, man, I don't go for that kind of stuff. He said, you know, somebody's got to go to jail, Obama. So who you want it to be? Why don't you give up Michael? Say she was a Russian spy or something. And Hillary were working. Yeah, her and Hillary are working together, along with other few people. We'll put all of them in jail.
Oprah.
And we won't tell you that guy just figured out that your birth certificate wasn't real. I cannot believe the birth certificate.
Oh, you did bring up also another case about something was coming out about his birth certificate.
It's already out. So some guy, some expert, got on television the other day. I don't know, it was ABC, CBS, one of the channels that love Obama, and came out and said, no, there's no doubt that what he showed us was fake. But it's worse than that. There's a tape. It might even be on my Facebook page. So Obama's actually talking about that he is not from America. He's from Kenya.
Yeah. They accidentally slipped a few times in the beginning of the administration.
No, but this is something else. I have to go look and see, but I don't know if I have this Facebook on this computer, because for some reason this computer's being a bitch about my Facebooks. My other three computers at my primaries, all the Facebooks are interactive with each other. This one, for some reason, maybe because it's a Dell, I don't usually buy a computer like
Hey, watch it. I'm on a Dell.
Hey man, sometimes Dells get a little weird. It's Reese, no. I prefer to build my own computers when I have the time. Oh yes, I'll sit down.
I don't have that kind of skill capacity.
Oh, dude, I could teach you how to build a computer in an hour. Compute. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, building computers is easy. Two things that you need to do right off the bat.
Building grills is easy. I can do a grill in 45 minutes.
No, listen. So, you just a whole different thing to start off with. But anyway, Robert, first thing you do before you ever touch a computer, before you ever touch any parts for a computer, is you ground yourself and you make sure there's no static or anything like that, because you'd be surprised. Them expensive chips get messed up fast. But so you just buy a motherboard. You find the chip that you want. Buy the motherboard that goes with it, with the accessories you want, like how much RAM do you want and stuff like that. You buy it, so it just screws down into the case. It's usually about 8 or 9 screws. It just screws down, holds in place. You pop open your chip holder. You take out the little plastic thing. They got a little arrow on it. You just line it up, you sink it, and you drop it in place. They got a little swing back. You pull down and push down, and it locks the chip in place. And then you depending on what kind of you're going to use, we're going to use thermal grease no matter what. So you're going to buy a little tube of thermal grease. You're going to squirt it all over the top of that chip.
You mean dielectric grease?
Yeah, there's a special kind of grease for it, but it's not hard. It's a graphic grease of some kind. But so it goes in place. It's a special temperature grease is what it is. So it goes in place, and then you lock your fan or your cooling system on top of that. Okay, there's your motherboard and your chips already together. You grab how many ever sticks of RAM you got going in, you go over the RAM slots, pop, you put them in. Now, if you've got onboard video and audio, you don't even have to install an audio or video card. But let's just say you do. They only take about 5 minutes each to install. Plus, now you've got everything installed, okay? It's already installed and everything. You got everything hooked up. So now you're going to put all your wires and everything together. You're going to plug up your internet to the wall. Now, remember, there's no software on this thing, okay? Oh, don't forget, you got to put the hard drives in. You want to put at least 2 to 4 terabyte hard drives, at least 2, because of today's world. So you definitely want to put that in there. And usually 16 gigs of RAM is good, but 32 is better for just smooth flow. And so anyway, you get all that in there, and you're ready to go. So now first thing you got to do is install software, your operating system. That's going to come on a disk. So you hit the button. When you turn on the computer, it's going to have this weird screen on. It's a DOS screen. So when you see that, the drawer is going to open up. You're going to drop the disk and you're going to shut it. It's going to come on and ask you questions. It's going to ask you for a code. And then for the next couple of hours, it's going to do its thing, because it's going to install it pretty fast within an hour or two. But then it's going to do updates probably till the wee hours of the morning. So you get up in the morning. Now your computer is fully operational, except for your Ethernet drivers have probably been installed, so you probably don't have to worry about your internet. But if you don't, it doesn't take that long to install. But then you're going to install like your drivers and everything for your sound card and your video card, stuff like that. You just pop the disk in and follow the instructions. Building a computer is actually easy. It's kind of like plug and play. Everything's plug and play. Now, if you had to build it from scratch, where you had to put each individual resistor and diode and all that on, that's different. But today you just pick the parts you want and plug them up, and everything recognizes everything else. And today Bluetooth is much better. It recognizes things much quicker. So in the old days, I would have never tried talking on a computer using it for a radio on a wireless connection. But the one I'm on right now is on a wireless. That doesn't have to be. It's got a wire plugged into it, but it's on wireless right now.
Yeah, so is mine.
So
the only wire plugged into mine, one is for the power cord, the other goes to an external USB port that I have like some my external lighting plugged into.
Now, if I've got a really important show coming up, I'll just either go on the other computer or I'll just turn on the wire, because wired's always going to be better. But it's because I'm getting ready to add a gig up, gig down. Sometime next week, I'm getting that added in for the new. So when the new Roku takes over, I can upload things much faster. Right now, I think I'm running at 100, maybe 75 megs up, which don't get me wrong, is fast for upload, and 500 or 600 down. And we had just come off a gig down and a half gig up. I want to go a full gig up and down. So that way it's pretty smooth. Everything runs pretty fast. Big files go real fast because we do video files, Yeah,
and then when you leave the house, you're going to get so mad at your cell phone for being so damn slow. You're going to toss it against a brick wall eventually.
No, man.
Hey,
Actually,
Joe Fox is in the
you know what?
house.
It's so funny. That's that's the name of that guy who sang that song, Joe Fox, man. It's
okay.
it's so funny. So I've owned all kind of phones over the years.
Apologize for that. He says we couldn't find us on Facebook. So it looks like they're green here. Well, they're green on your side, the Facebook feeds.
Yeah, they're showing good on my side.
Weird. Mercury retrograde must have started back up.
Go to Rumble. The hell with them.
Looks like he's on YouTube.
Kelly, what are you talking about? Who's the sexiest man I know? I am. What the fuck are you talking about? Why would you even ask me that question? See, look at me. Look at that picture of me. Look, I mean, come on. That is just
lizard head. Look, just look. I'm like big old cuddly cat
sexy.
with big teeth.
I will eat your head off, buddy. You did. Out of the way. Oh, wait. Okay, sorry, guys. This totally
Cats' reactions are faster than reptilians because
that don't matter. He's got steel armor. You got little furry stuff. You're dead.
No.
You're dead, man. They're gonna hunt you down
in our favor.
They're gonna hunt you down in pack. Little panthers run around by their little lonesome. He's gonna hunt you down, a big pack of crocs and eat you up. It's and don't forget, crocodiles actually run faster than cats. It's yes,
yeah, but
crocodiles they can't dodge trees like that. Oh no, here we go, man.
I see you over there behind that.
No more drugs for Jay. He's officially cut off. He's officially cut off. Wait, they made me forget what the hell I was talking about.
You started it.
People, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, Lord.
I don't even.
Oh man, you're at Denise. Oh, I really wanted to go. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get away to go to FanX. I'd love to go. Sure, you pay me to fly there and back, I'll go. Well, I usually drive when I go up there. I don't always drive when I go out west. A lot of times I fly, but when it's going to Utah, I like to drive because man, Utah skies are fucking fabulous. You can drive out there at like 1 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of nowhere, no moon. It's like you're sitting inside the Milky Way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it feels like the car is caught in the stars and you're rolling along with it. And then when you roll down the windows, you hear the little coyotes yipping and stuff. Well, no. Okay, first off, every car I've ever owned had a moonroof, and including my truck. I had a couple cars that had T-tops. Okay, they T-tops. But anyway, I never owned it. We've had convertibles in the family, but I never personally owned one. No. The funnest car I ever drove in my family's line of cars was my sister's Viper.
Oh, my MGB was the best car I ever had.
She had a full V10 maxed out Viper.
Those were nice too.
Special edition. The car was insane. I took it somewhere. I just barely touched the gas, and it just lit them up. Wow, both tires just smoking. I'm like, Jesus, this car was insane. So she actually went to this company that makes a special tire for it to help the tires last longer, but to make it harder for them to smoke up and stuff. Because if you just punched them, it would smoke the tires off the car. I did that on a pickup truck one time.
We used to put Clorox bleach on our tires and then go doing, burnouts on the ends of our neighborhood streets and leave that much rubber on the road, like a half-inch thick of just shredded rubber.
I had just put a new set on. I had a Sierra 1500 Grande pickup truck, and we had put a 396 engine out of a Chevy Impala in it. Guy just had this engine all redone and all, so we stuffed it in one of those. We stuck it in this truck, and it was a beast. So one night, I just punched and it just lightened up the tires, and I blew both back tires. Boom, boom. I was like, son of a bitch. And because them tires weren't cheap, even way back in the day, and we're talking like 35 years ago. So a friend of mine asked me to use it, and I said, sure, because I was at work, and he took it, and he was coming back. He pulls in to pick me up, and it's just smoking him up. I'm like, what are you doing? So finally they get it to shut off. The damn accelerator, the little wire, not the wire, but the little metal piece stuck. The little pin popped off of it, and it's stuck wide open. thought it was like, I don't know if when we put the carburetor back together or what it was.
Oh, I was lucky to drive a 83 or 84 Chevy Impala. At the time, my grandfather with the trucking company that had my name on it, he would order a fleet of cars for the company, and everybody in the company could get a car for much cheaper than they could at the dealership. So my dad was always in on that deal, and he got one, and they got the whole fleet that year they had the police transmissions and the police engines in them and the police suspensions, but they didn't have the police interiors. Police interiors are actually heavier than the stock vehicle. So we had basically a cop car without all the extra buttons and whistles. Because with the cop cars, what they would do is they would take out the floor pans and install either steel buckets or fiberglass buckets, so that when they have the prisoners in there, they can't like bore through it. I think it's some kind of fiberglass or Kevlar type of material. But then they also have metal bars to strap handcuffs to, so they can't escape in that way. And then there's the light bars, of course, and then there's the push bars, and then they put stuff in the trunk for the shotguns and other stuff that they carry. So by the time they're all said and done, they put all this extra speed and power on the police car, but they had so much weight to it, they've effectively changed it from an Interceptor to a Pursuit. My car was an Interceptor. Theirs was a Pursuit. I lost many, many police officers. I won't say where, but somewhere, being a little slightly naughty.
Yeah, I know a friend of mine, Kevin, when we were still in our teens, he got it was a Ford or I forgot which one it was. It was it came with the 460 in it, police Interceptor, and it had a double shift transmission in it. This thing was just beastified. It was just too fast. I was like, Jesus, dude, you got to get rid of this car. And because what it was is I had one that had a 400 and it was a beastified. It'd do 160, 170 easy. And but they were just, they're big square boxes, and they tend to want to.
Yeah, they're not aerodynamic. And again, like I said, with most police vehicles, they start off because, like I said, they strip certain equipment off of the vehicles and add new equipment and other materials. By the time they're said and done, you've taken a car that could be an Interceptor and you've turned it into a Pursuit, which means one maintains, we're following. Oh, he turned left. And the Interceptor guy is a guy who goes really fast. He's coming from the other direction. He gets your dude from the front. I think it makes the car more dangerous because of the fact, like you said, it's a shoebox going down the road.
Well, I know a friend of mine had a Galaxy 500. This thing was like a tank.
Yeah, those are tanks. They're huge.
So they're out one night, drunk, stupid, driving through these roads, kicking the door open, knocking people's mailboxes over. This door was so strong. I was watching mailboxes fly up, boom, just sail up in the air and shit. I'm like, look at this, destroying the wooden thing. So one of them he kicked had a steel pole embedded in concrete. He like to broke his leg, fractured his ankle because it kicked back so hard, and it put a big whopping dent in the side of the door. But the car still mowed it over and knocked it over sideways. I was like, and the damn Galaxy door still closed. It latched, which I was stunned by. I was like, dude. So then next day we went to the junkyard and got him a new door and put it on there. And then it was a big purple Galaxy with a yellow door. Yeah, I tell you, started to kill us the car a couple of times. We're coming out one night and I had a record for this turn. I had a AMC Matador with a 4014 barrel. So I used to take this turn. It's heavy gravel. I said, dude, you can never beat me in this car because of the weight of this car. You'll never be able to take this turn at the speed I just said. You just don't understand. I said, as soon as you hit that 78 mile, you're going to slide. You're going to slide before then, actually. Oh, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Come on, we're going to go try. I'm like, okay. So he's doing almost 80. So he let off the gas and he's slowing down. We're doing about 76 as we're going in the turn. You start feeling the car going. Wait, hold on. I didn't realize it wasn't on camera. You start feeling the car kind of doing this number. It doesn't know which way it wants to go yet. He's trying to control. All of a sudden, the car goes, whoosh, whoosh, and then it just shoots off straight through the woods. we're mowing down trees like this. We're just mowing them down, man. But when you can hear him snapping as his car's going over the top, and I'm thinking, well, we're gonna probably die today, so let's just hang on for the ride. Car wasn't even hardly damaged, dude. The thing's a tank. And I was laughing. I said, "Well, you know you owe me money now because we had a bet, and I told you what was going to happen."
Well,
and then he goes
because of this story, which is it's amusing. You have to let me play the song for the next break, and it fits with this story. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's cool. That's cool. It's but he was insane. He wasn't. But I mean, it was a tough car, and it was it was a Ford Cruiser 2. What was it? LTD 2. That's what it was at first when I was talking about. The one with the 460 was the LTD 2. Big old cruiser cars, man.
Like cars back in the day were made much tougher, taller, stronger, longer, wider. I mean, it started, I don't know, I guess the early 50s, especially when 52, 53, when the wings started coming in. At that point, cars got, each year they got a little wider, a little longer. The wings got a little bigger, all the way up till, I don't know, 57, 58, 59, when the wings started coming back down and slowing and getting smaller and smaller. And they still were wide and long, but eventually it morphed into the muscle car era.
It was insane.
But they're still very heavy vehicles made all out of steel. And there's very little plastic back then.
Now, my grandma had, so this is so weird. My grandma buys this LTD 2. That's what I thought it was. It was a two-door. And I'm like, well, what two-door? Wow, it's an LTD. It's a two-door. I've never heard of this before. So I said, can I use your car one night? I'm like 19 or something. Or not even that. I was like 17. I'm out cruising. I'm punching. This car just nails me back. I'm like, Jesus, what the hell is under the hood of this car? So I we stopped to get gas, and gas back then was 36 cents a gallon or something. It wasn't even that. It was like 29 cents a gallon. And so we gassing up, and I'm getting something to eat, and I'm talking, and I think somebody went to go buy a 6-pack. So I pop open the hood and I look. It's got a 429 Cobra Jet in it. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me, man. And so it was some special edition Cobra Jet. So so one day I just. So one day I was playing around. I was going to power brake it, so I put my foot down on the brake and I punch, and this thing and they had 50s on the back. It just woo, 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 woo. I'm like, damn, it's spinning them. So I let off, and when I did, she came up on a wheelie.
Yeah.
And smacked the trunk. Thank God it was long enough it would have flipped the car.
Without the trunk, you'd have gone backwards on the hood.
And I'm thinking, this is my grandmother's car. I'm like, holy crap.
I got a good grandmother's car story for you too.
That car was insane, man. It's a beautiful
Grandmothers get the best cars. I don't know how they do it. My brother somehow inherited my grandmother. She wasn't dead. She didn't inherit it that way, but my grandmother sold my brother, gave to my brother her old, what the hell was it? Delta. It was a Buick. It was one of the biggest Buicks you could ever get. It was huge. It was so big they could fit 3 half-barrel kegs in the trunk and 4 across the back seat. So they put 7 kegs of alcoholic beverage in my brother's. And when we dropped him off to school, we dropped him off. It was a LeSabre. It was a Buick LeSabre. It was the biggest. It was a huge car. Huge car. I drove it. It was the coolest thing. It was a very cool car. It was everything. It was nice. Anyway, but as soon as we dropped him off, like this fraternity that he was a member of for the whole year of college, whole 4 years of college, they grabbed him and said, "You come with us," and they grabbed him immediately, made him an immediate member, and he didn't have to go through any hazings or anything like that because his car could carry 7 kegs of beer.
That's look. My mom had she had a Olds 98 with a 455 4-barrel in it. 455 Rocket actually is what they call them.
I think my grandmother's car was a 455 4-barrel.
You know what? So the Rockets, they got the 455 because they got a couple of things that goes on with the 455s, because for a long time the 455 Rocket Plus was the Corvette engine, and that's what it was. And then they had just a 455 Rocket, and then they had a 455, which there's just slight horsepower differences. But anyway, one day I'm playing around. I didn't know you could do this. I flipped over. I was changing the air filter out and cleaning it, and because I was using it a lot, and I flipped it over, and when I put the air cover on upside down and screwed it down, wasn't paying attention, closed it, I got in the car and punched him. Woof, woof. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell was that noise? And I get out, look, and I realize it's I flipped it back over. It was real quiet. So let me flip it back over. I took it on the interstate. That's it. That car. Somebody calls me one day. She goes, Joe, what did you do to my car? I'm like, what? It's like sounds like a sports car because that 4-barrel, man, when you punch it in and it starts sucking that air in underneath that thing, it sounded like a beast.
Yeah.
It's like the devil was coming for you, man. That car was a beast. It's them cars were so big and so heavy. It's just
one of the things I remember about the Chevy Impala, when if you were at a steady pace, 25 miles an hour, and then you just floored it, it would be like you would hear it go, and then the engine would catch it, and you'd be like, "Oh shit!"
That's where I got that 396 from. Was out of an Impala. A friend of mine had an Impala, and I needed some wheels. It was a piece of crap. He sold it to me for like $350, $400. He said, "But oh wait, no, wrong car. Sorry." So yeah, he had one, and he said, "Look, if you can get it to run, give me $50. You can have it." He said, "I had just had the whole engine redone, remodeled. The whole thing had been re-overhauled." He said it's a 396. He said it's supposed to be like 480 or 500 horsepower. He said, but it never would run. Ever? I said, no, I never could get it to start. So we went out and drained all the tanks, cleaned out the carburetor, flushed them out real good. I checked all the plugs, checked it out, and I hit my hand to lift up to grab the distributor wire, and the fucking thing was unplugged. So I plugged it in, put the gas in it, and it went boom, first crank. He just looked at me like, I said, "Hey," yeah. I said, if you don't want to give it to me, I understand. He said, "No, a deal's a deal," and he didn't know anything about cars. But that's the one I took out. I took the engine out of and the transmission, and the reason why is that thing had a transmission. So we took off the bracket that hold the transmission up. It weighed 185 pounds.
Transmission or the bracket?
The bracket.
Oh shit!
It was like this big around. It was flat on each end. It was just a big hunk of steel.
Solid billet of steel.
I guess. So when it went like this, it didn't break or something.
Hollow body. That was a solid billet.
But the transmission was huge. But I was surprised that all slid into the Sierra 1500, which is a GMC. It slid all in, everything lined up, bolted it up, boom, 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 boom. Had to make a little adjustment on the the axle thing in the back. But anyway.
Oh, the universal.
Yeah, I had to make a little adjustment on it. But other than that, I had to get a different fitting is what I had to do. But other than that, that truck was beastified. We had that truck loaded down with 4 Pirogues, 10 ice chests full of ice and food and drinks. I think it was 8 or 10 people. And Dan truck was doing 104 and 2 dogs, and the truck was doing 144 miles an hour. Yeah. And I didn't realize until I looked down because it went to 160. I said, "Oh no, we're gonna slow down now." I don't think it went any faster, to be honest with you, because it started doing like this.
Oh, that weight, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't realize. I was like, Jesus, man, Keith, that truck was a beast. But it caught on fire one day, just
well, and what do you know about that? A haunted truck.
And because of that, the guy who owned the truck before me he was a diver. He had it all fixed up really nice. It was a really nice truck, and it caught on fire. It was
a Chevy, not a Ford. You said?
No, it was a GMC.
Yeah,
it's a GM.
It's a GM.
No. Chevy and GMs are not the same thing. They're
but
made
it's the same company.
Different. Yeah, GMC don't like saying that, man.
It is.
Them GMC
like
boys
saying it or not,
they're going to beat you. No, Chevy's kind of crap.
There's nothing you can't get around it. It is the same company.
No. It's like Lincoln and Ford. That's what it is. It's the difference.
Lincoln and Ford have never been really. I mean, I don't think they're partners anymore anyway.
No, they're all still the same company. Henry owns them all, still whatever his name is. They own all of them. They
No.
They all have their 3 cars. I mean, they all have their 3.
Most of the Ford Motor Company got sold off to Daimler Benz.
Yeah, but the way they always have their 3 things. So look, it's an easy one for you. So Ford, in the old days, was the Cougar, the Thunderbird, and the Lincoln. 3 different companies, same car, just each one was an upgrade from the other one. That's all they were. And
same way GM did it, yeah.
Yeah, and GM did the same way, and Toyota does it the same way. They've got the
Ion.
No, no. What's the one starts with an A? What is it? No, they got the Corolla, then they got the Camry, and then they got the Avalon. The Corolla's a nice little car, but it's a little smaller car. The Camry is the midline car for them, and the Avalon is their nice car. That's how Toyota does it. They do it just like every other major company does it. It's but it's you mean for Nissan? I know it was I can't remember the names of them now. Well, Sam used to drive one, and but there's 3 for Nissan too. And who makes the best trucks? Ford, dude, by Ford. What are you talking about? Nobody even comes. You can take all the rest of the truck companies, including China's, and they still don't touch Ford. First off,
I do believe Ford F-150 is still the number one most sought after, sold, and purchased vehicle in America. The Silverado and the Colorado, the GM side, are quick runners ups, and there is a bit of a scare that they may take over the market sometime in the next year or so.
Yeah, we got to worry about no Chevy crap catching up anything. Chevy's just crap. I've owned a couple of Chevys. You want to know what the main difference between a Chevy truck and a Ford truck is besides the Avions? When you get in a Ford,
you can find on the road dead.
Yeah, you can find them on the road dead after they saved your life from probably running over the bear that tried to kill you. So the thing about it is when you're sitting in a Ford truck, there's more weight to them. They feel better in the road, but it's more than that. An F-150 4-door, especially if it's a short bed, got a softer, smoother ride than any high-end luxury car anywhere in the market. They've actually beat them all out. And if you just add 100 or 200 pounds to the back of the bed while it's driving, you don't even feel the road. It's a truck. It's unbelievable. But what chassis is that truck on? I bet you don't know.
Which truck is it?
It's the F-150.
Oh, I don't know Ford chassis. If it was the Silverado, I might have a guess. But at one point, the same chassis that were building not the small version, but like the 2500 version of the Silverado, that chassis was also being used to build the street versions of the H1, H2, and H3 Hummers.
The old Hummer bummers. The Hummers were so heavy, man. God.
Oh, the H3 was the worst one. It had the worst blind spots on it. I did not like giving anyone a test drive.
Oh, I think Amelia had an H3. She just got rid of it. I'm pretty sure for a Beamer.
Nasty piece. No gas mileage, and you did to change lanes is like living in a box with little slits for vision. But it was not less for vision and more for air.
Yeah, well, I know one of my owners, he had a nice H2 he loved. He used to park in this big, massive block. That's what I said, John, you're driving a brick around. He's like, no. I said, dude, it's a brick. Look at it. I mean, the damn dashboard was massive. I'm like, what do you think this is? Control Central? What the hell's going on here? Look at all the stuff I can put up here. Yes, you don't need that shit up here. You're driving. This is a vehicle, man. You're not at home at your desk, my friend. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
That AMC Matador, I really liked that little car. That car was that was a beast of a little car.
Well, I tell you what, no longer Joe is making the Avalon. It goes straight from the Camry to the GR86 and the Sienna minivan.
Who wants any of that crap?
Oh, okay. So what they have is their new.
That's not cars. That's a minivan.
Yeah, their new sedan is it's an electric vehicle. It's a Mirai.
Somebody slapped Jay electric vehicle shit.
That's Toyota for you right there.
I would rather have a lush vegetative planet than have to drive around in an electric car.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't want to enjoy coming up when you see that you're getting up on E and you're like, oh my god, it's 100. It's 100 miles to the next plug-in, and you're at 90 miles away. No, thank you.
Exotic materials and stuff like that we need for building aircraft and all this other stuff, all these windmills and solar panels and all this, and a lot of this comes from China. That shit,
yes, of course,
it's hard to mine. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for the environment when you take it out of the ground. It's bad for the environment when you put it in. And then now
Yeah,
they
you
want to
basically have
make
to strip mine the area for the product, and if you don't put it back together correctly, that part of the ground is, that what you strip mine, that is now no longer safe ground.
yeah, and then you've got to process it, and whatever waste from the process has got to go somewhere, and then it goes
You got to
into the
transport
product.
it first before you process it.
Yeah,
How many
and you got
countries
to process it, and you got to transport it again, and it's got to be made into product. And then after it's made into product, when that product goes a half life, it has to be reprocessed because it's so expensive, and it's so then they got to take all of that out of it. So if they're melting it out of like electronic boards and stuff like that, or off of say panels on jets and stuff, whatever's left has got to go somewhere. Whatever debris is left, that's got to go somewhere. So that's going to be some kind of garbage. And then we're talking about lithium batteries, which are far more poisonous than any gasoline we're using right now.
Yeah, that's worse than lead, isn't it?
So one fin, guys, on a windmill. We're going to talk about one little fin for a minute. So you see this one fin. So you see it first off. It's made and then it's shipped overseas, and then its guts are made by, depending on which company you're talking about, by some, I think it's some Norwegian company, and they put it in there and they put certain parts on it and they ship it over, and it stops off in China for some kind of coating, and then it's shipped back. I think it makes a stop in Taiwan and then shipped back to the United States, and then it's put on a truck and it's hauled to wherever it's going, which is usually somewhere like West Texas or Wyoming or somewhere like that. Okay. So all of this is all these trips are going to be paid for. This is all fossil fuels we're using here now, people. Plus we're digging out all this stuff out of the ground, these different materials to be able to make these things.
Yes.
So then it gets to its destination. You're gonna have a big crane out there. It's got to be lifted up into the air. And I think the guy said per blade it is 150 pounds of grease per blade per joint.
150 pounds of grease
per wing per joint. There's like three or I don't remember if he said 3 or 6 joints on each one, and each one of them hold 150 pounds of grease. And get this, it's not enclosed, so every now and then you have to come back and fill them things up while they're in the air up there. And meanwhile, it's spitting out grease all over the place. It's going on the ground in clumps and shit. And
birds are eating it or getting coated in it.
Yeah. For some reason, birds, I don't understand how birds fly into these things. I mean, they're pretty big. You can kind of see them there. Poop.
Maybe they can't judge the
I don't know, but a lot of birds get killed by them. Yeah. Some guy in West Texas set up a
maybe they intend to try to land on it. They don't realize how fast they're moving, and then by the time they get to land, it's too late, and blam, they're killed.
And I can't tell you how many times I've seen one on fire when I was driving out west. Yeah. Just burning like a bitch, man. Because you know why? Probably because it ran out of grease.
Unfortunately, my cell phone that I have the videos in, when I went out with Brian to drive him to Arizona, I took video while I was in the passenger side in Texas of some areas where there were non-functioning windmills. They're missing blades, or I don't know if I caught any on fire or making sparks or anything spectacular, but I saw some spectacular aftermath, if you will.
There's a bunch of them you'll see broken and not doing anything. I'm like, what? And they're expensive to put up, expensive to fix.
And it was weird. Some of them were
never paid for themselves.
4 blades. It was weird.
And the problem is they never pay for themselves. And then somebody's like, well, what about solar panels? You know what? Get this. So solar panels have an unforeseen thing. It's helping heat the planet. Because now you're drawing your sun down to this black surface.
You're storing sun heat, A.
Yeah.
B,
so, I mean, they're helping keep things warmer.
Stored recharged batteries, and they're usually nickel cadmium batteries. It doesn't work with lithium ion. It's just not enough energy from the sun, from a solar panel, and then stored to a battery cell. So they use nickel cadmium still. And those batteries, if you charge it today and you put it in next month, it won't work. They won't hold the charge. That's the problem with solar power. We can, if we had a constant contact with a solar panel and the sun, then it would power whatever thing for forever. But that's the problem. You can't store it, and we don't You don't have it, but for what, 8-10 hours a day, if you're lucky.
Well, so down here, if the way it's set up, if you've got a half a roof full of them, you'll get enough energy to probably run your house most of the night, as long as it ain't super cold or super hot outside.
Right.
But that's not even how they do it anymore. So when I was a kid growing up, you did solar and wind and all to make your house off the grid, but that's not how people do it. People now do it and just sell it back to the power company.
Yeah.
So the power company comes out and they read your meter, and when they come back out, they read your meter again, and they're like, okay, well,
We owe you this much money. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe made this much power, so instead of his bill being $300 this month, it's free, or I have a credit, or it's $100 or something. It just depends. But see, down here, you get a lot of sunny days, but you also get a lot of cloudy days. The problem with the cloudy days aren't down here is that you tend to get them together.
Yeah.
See, like a lot of other places will get sun and
Days
rain,
of
sun and rain,
succession.
sun. Yeah,
That's
so
why it's unreliable.
yeah, so we could see 2 or 3 weeks with clouds. Well, if you rely on
First of all, only
solar power,
guaranteed
you're
sunlight
screwed.
for around 8 to 12 hours a day, maybe 10 if you're lucky, for those panels to look at that sun. And B, most of the time it's cloudy or there's stuff going by. There's always at least clouds during the summer. It isn't full constant, solar contact with the panel.
It's so, I mean, so really, see where I live, I should I should have bought the lot next to me and put a solar array out there. I could put a water wheel in the bayou behind me, and I could put 2 or 3 small windmills out there in between the solar array. And I'd probably have plenty of power, probably even be making money off it, probably a couple $100 a month. It would just be a lot of power, and I wouldn't have to worry about it. And by having batteries stored on the other property and raised, I could probably store maybe a month's worth of power at a time. But the problem with it is you'd have to constantly be recharging it, because once you start using it and there's no sun, it's going to go fast.
You probably also have to, like, once a month or once a quarter, go strictly off of the generator for a couple of hours just to get it to, not seize up or have any mechanical issues.
Yeah. It's well, actually, John, you can do solar generators too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have solar generators. I would keep a dual or triple fuel generators. I don't have it now. I got to go get a new one. I gave it to a friend to use, and he blew it up.
Great.
Expensive little bastard too, man. Electric starts the whole 9 yards. It's
if it's dual fuel, you're talking at least a couple grand.
So this one would go $750 to $1,250. I got a $550, but I think I gave it to one of my aunts. But this would go $750 to $1,250, which was plenty enough to run my house. It could even run the air conditioner. So it would work just fine, and it was wired in direct. And I think it actually still sort of works, just not the way it's supposed to. I don't know what he did it. It starts up and runs and all, but the power it produces it takes a lot longer. And when Phil and them came out, they told me it'd probably be cheaper just to replace it than to. I'm like, dude, it's like $5,500. I said, the hell with replacing that thing. He said, well, it's gonna probably cost you that much to rebuild it. I'm like, well, screw that. Why don't I rebuild it myself? Hell with that.
Too expensive, even more expensive if you have to buy the parts piecemeal.
It's actually probably the best thing for me to do is just find a used one and buy it online.
Yeah.
Or buy one of them Asian ones. They say, "Oh, here, it run by 5,000 yeah, it's still running." Just you're very funny, and I do like Chinese food, by the way. I like Japanese food too. Korean food's good. Thai food, I don't know.
Thai food's a little too hot.
Well, I didn't even have the problem with the heat. I don't know. Too many crickets in it and stuff like that. Ants and stuff. Grasshoppers. I'm not a big grasshopper fan. What can I tell you?
Yeah, chocolate covered grasshoppers are nasty.
Well, I got a friend of mine who has maggots shipped in from Africa that he uses as rice. So I anytime I go to his house to eat, I won't eat rice. It's he's like, well, I said, dude, he said, Joe, they taste just like rice. I said, I don't give a shit what they taste like. I'm not eating maggots. He said, they're not grown in anything. He said, they're clean. I'm like, whatever, dude. It's you want to eat it, fine.
Dude, that's on you, man. No, thank you.
I said, just because you got stuck in some jungle in Vietnam and had to eat damn maggots, don't mean the rest of us have to do it. But they're good for you too. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And
High
it's like,
protein.
and then he goes, Joe, I've seen what you eat. You'll eat anything. I said, dude, they're maggots. What do I want to eat them for? And I said, no, you just keep eating them yourself.
If I get a festering wound, I'll call you. You can stuff them in there so it'll eat all the dead material.
Well, him and I got drunk one night. And we're eating chocolate covered ants and crickets, so you could hear the pop.
Yeah,
I've
had both. Chocolate covered ants aren't so bad. Crickets are nasty.
Yeah, the crickets are nasty. It's cockeyed nasty. Ants are like little raisins, man.
Yeah, it's like liquid fudge with Rice Krispies in it.
What do you mean, like snake? I've eaten snake. I've eaten actually 3 or 4 kinds of snake.
I've never had snake. I've had
emu. Face snake I've ever eaten was rattlesnake. It was out west. A gentleman friend of mine that lived in Arizona. Joe, you had food, you tasted rattlesnake. I'm like, rattlesnake? He's like, come on, man, come on. He said, I come down there and eat all kind of stuff with you. You craw things and stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. Just pull it out. Really and truly, I don't know. It didn't taste like all that much. Certain meats, especially reptile meats, don't seem to be all that flavory sometimes.
I imagine it would have to be like lobster. It's terrible by itself, but you dip it in enough drawn butter and it's yummy.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't horrible or anything. I'm not gonna say like it was, but no, man, them old coon asses eat snakes. Yeah, they're crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah. Chop its head off, chop its tail off, split it up, throw it in the pan. Well, the only time they got mad is if you killed the king snake. Boy, they'd get pissed if you killed the king snake.
Yeah.
Because king snakes
keep all other snakes in check, especially poisonous ones.
Yeah. So they eat other snakes and other insects and rodents and stuff. So yeah. Well, a friend of mine, Jeff, had one. It was about 4.5 foot long. It was a pine king. He used to keep wrapped around his neck or draped around his neck. And when we would go hunting, the snake would just stay up there. And every now and then that snake would just leap. And it hit the grass and you hear a rustle. And there it was. It done had a snake in its mouth.
Wow. That's cool.
I know. We been getting bit? No, we always wore shit kickers. Either rubber boots or shit kickers, one or the other. You don't never go out woods with something. You always keep your ankles covered.
Some kind of gaiters or snake gaiters. Yeah, the snake boots. There's all kinds of ways to keep you from getting bit. The problem, though, with snake gaiters and snake boots is it's not Kevlar, but it's something similar. It's a stiff fabric. They're not comfortable. I've worn them when I worked out at the rifle and pistol range in South Carolina because we had copperheads. They were quite aggressive. We also had water moccasins, which are also very poisonous and only aggressive in the water, but still, the problem with those gaiters is that they tend to snag these dangerous snakes, one or more of the snake's teeth, and not only is it trying to poison you, but it's also stuck hopelessly to your leg.
I know. Well, I tell you what, I come walking out the swamp when I was wearing hip boots. We were crawfish. I come walking out one night and one afternoon, there's a blue runner had both fangs stuck into the side of my hip boot. And I'm looking at my uncle's laughing his ass. I'm like, that's not fun. He said, it's not poisonous.
Because your first instinct is we carry snake out. Your first instinct is to go and shoot it. And you're like, wait a minute. I have essentially the equivalent of a shotgun bullet in my handgun. I am not shooting that thing that's on my ankle. It's like, George, get it off. And he's deadly afraid of snakes.
Man, it's oh man, we got them coach whips and those blue runners. They've chased us a few times out there. We'll be out there crawfishing, and you get too close to one of the nests, they come running after you. Well, them old times grab by the head and just toss him up on the land. Snake look like, what? I will bite you. They come running back, you grab, toss him again. Snake, okay, well, that's enough of that. And
one morning at the rifle range. George and Chuck were running a little late to get the range set up for everyone to come in and start shooting. And so I was following them with one of the golf carts up to one of the range areas, and a copperhead literally just launched itself out of the underbrush and attacked the rear tire of their truck. It got stuck in it, and he went along with it, and all twisty. And both men were like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And I'm like, "Just wait." And I'm like, I said, "It'll pull itself out, and when it does, we'll shoot it." And it pulled back, and I had my shotgun, and I went blam and shot it in its face. No more snake.
Well, one of my horses stomped one to death. We were out there riding, and we were just riding, and they had a little creek, and I guess he was sunning is what he was doing. He was sitting on the other side of the creek sunning, and I didn't see him. The stupid horse started whinnying, and I'm like, go, and she wouldn't go. And then all of a sudden she reared up and started stomping. I'm like, what are you stomping? I looked down. She's stomping that living shit out this copperhead. I mean, she stomped it to death. And it never even had a chance to bite it. She just stomped that thing into nothingness. I was like, damn. And actually what we were out there doing is around, man, so a long time ago, my uncle had some hogs. He kept big hogs. I mean, big prize winning hogs. Well, a bunch of them got out, and he had, I don't know, 4,500, 5,500 acres out there, and about 500 of it was swamp. And these hogs got up there and started breeding, and man, he had hogs like you wouldn't believe. Then the state came and started bringing them to other places and started breeding them with these red Russian boars down at the hog farm on the bayou and the swamp and another swamp, and it was, man, there's fucking hogs everywhere, dude. So right now, if you go to Honey Island behind NASA, they're back there running 80, 100 to a pack with like little, 40, 50 sows running with them and stuff, piglets. You're like, what the hell's going on here? I'll tell you, one night we was back there, there was a beautiful bunch come through, and they stopped. So I got out the car, got my 30-30 out the back. They were maybe 20 feet. I was going to kill one or two of them, mid-sized ones that I could throw in my trunk. And man, out of nowhere, here comes, it was like 50, 60 little piglets screaming, noisy, and jumping around. Mom and Dad turning around like, oh, you out the car, boy? You want to die? I'm thinking, don't do it, piggy. Don't do it, little piggy. I said, I'm going to let you go because your baby's here, but you don't be stupid, piggy. Because it'll be last piggy time you'll have.
Mm-hmm.
It's, well, man, good. Because these were domesticated pigs that got loose in the swamp. They've been eating good. Because, I mean, they're big, healthy hogs. But, yeah, my uncle, we used to go out there to feed these hogs. They would come up with, like, 2 monster loads of truckloads of bread. Stale bread. You'd sit up there just throwing them out there to the hogs. The hogs be eating them up like it was something good or something. Some little dried-ass stale bread. They're just munching it down. I think the more it got...
No, it's croutons.
I think the more it got stomped into shit, the more they liked it. And then they would dump this slop stuff down in the troughs for it. We'd be dumping bread down in there. I guess it's like dipping your bread in gravy or something.
Yeah.
they would just pig down, and they'd all go on the other side of the pen and crash out. Or roll around in the pig poop for a while.
Yeah, yum.
Oh, man. Actually, Johnny, I got gored by a red Russian, a Russian red is what they call it. It was a hog. I was in. He was a boar, and he had about 7-inch
tusks.
Yeah, and he come running by the first time, and I said, he's pretty big. I said, I'm not gonna shoot him. We'd already killed 2 nice sows that day. I was like, well, I'm not gonna kill him, and he comes back around. He starts my tire. I'm like, look, dude, you give me a flat tire in the middle of the swamp, I'm going to have no choice but to shoot your ass because it's going to piss me off. I said, plus I won't be able to change the tire. So I hit him, butted him with the gun, and he knocked my gun out of my hand, went sitting flying. I'm like, shit. So I told my pa, I said, just start the truck. Let me grab my gun, and I jump in the bed, and we take off. So I grabbed the gun and run, and he come out of nowhere, man, and just caught me up to right from the bottom of my calf to the top. Just ripped it open, man. I had to go get about 9 stitches. And I was like, I just wrapped it up in actually I wrapped it over a towel and put some duct tape on it.
Yeah.
It had quick bleeding when I got to the hospital, but they still don't put stitches in it. Actually, they were more worried about, you're going to get an infection from the hog. I said, I don't think so.
Yeah, not if you clean it out, Mr. Doctor, sir.
It's they had some big hogs back there. What's great about it, you can go back
they're
there.
a problem not just down there, all over the South, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia.
Well, Texas has got them really bad right now. But you know what's nice about out there? So you can go out to Honey Island, kill your hog, catch you some crabs and some shrimp, maybe a couple fish. I mean, you have a good old feast out there. Catch a couple of pounds of crawfish. Send your hog, clean out your hog real good, get it to rendering down, get all your other pieces cut. You can make a day out of it. What do you mean I sound like a redneck?
No, that's not a redneck. Now, what Joe was describing right then, that's what you call a Cajun.
It's what do you mean, do I miss it? You mean being a coon ass? Only sometimes. It's good food, good people.
Yeah, when you get used to the amenities of modern culture, I'm sure it's less appealing to go into the bayou and stomp around in shit and shoot a bunch of pigs and then gut them, leave their guts on the floor and bring the rest of it back to eat. I mean, it's got to be a nasty pig. Now, going out and dip panning for crabs, count me in. I'll sit on a boat all day long and do dip nets for crabs all day long. Those are awesome.
See, we cheat when we go crabbing. I got pods in the back. I got 6 pods. So we just bait up the pods and throw them out there. And then we go fishing.
Well, see, when we did it was just me and my dad and my brother. We were just getting enough for the family to eat. So we just used those dip nets. It's like, I don't know, like a 10-inch hoop at the top and a 6-inch hoop at the bottom. It's like a basketball net that's closed at the bottom. And when you put the bait in the center of the bottom,
you just lift them up.
And when it drops at the bottom, it collapses into a flat thing. They come across, they eat that. You pull it up quick enough, they can't get out. Boom. We usually get 2 or 3 per net.
Yeah. How I learned to crab when I was 5-6 years old. Grandpa and them used to go alligator hunting, and they'd give us some alligator fat. So I'd tie it on a string. I'd put a stringer across and tie 8 or 9, 10 little pieces.
Oh yeah, we did that too. Chicken necks, do the same thing.
Yeah, chicken necks too. I done it with chicken necks too, and I just get a scoop net, lift them up, so whoosh.
Yep.
Yeah, whoop. Got really
My
good.
brother and I got it down perfect. My brother had to pull them slow. I was too anxious, so I wouldn't pull them slow enough on the string. But I was good on the net, and he'd pull them up. I'd see, sometimes then you get 2 or 3 off of one chicken neck. Just bam, right in one net swing. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you get quite a bit of crabs like that. I know we was out there one day, and I'm like, man, that must be a big crab. That string's straight out. My friend's pulling it. I said, let it go. I said, why? I said, just let it go. He said, why? It's a big. I said, it's not a crab. Let it go. He said, it's an alligator. Let it go. I don't believe you. I said, just get up on the shore. Let me show you something. I got a stick and pulled the rope. Here, you got a 5-foot gator. Come, chicken neck hanging out of his mouth. So I whacked him in the head with the stick, and he was like, what the f-? And he left. He was like, whoa, wait a minute, dude. I'm just trying to get him something to eat here.
Yeah, you're the one who put the snack in the water, human.
Yeah, so I whacked him. He left. He was like, I'm out of here. We used to do that all the time, man. There's a lot of gators back there, but
we're lucky. We don't have nothing from gators in Maryland.
But I mean, for the most part, they don't bother you. I'm not saying not to be aware, because you need to be aware, and especially if you got kids with you. But adults, they don't usually mess with grown adults. Unless you're like dangling your hand with food in it or something. Then they might eat your whole hand. But what, Jackie? Poke them in the eye, man. Poke them in the eye.
Yeah, they're really hard to kill. There's like a quarter sized thing on the back of their neck that you have to hit with a bullet to instantly turn their brain off. But it's a hard hit. You got to be an expert marksman.
It's I just poke them in the eye. That's all you got to do, man. Or stick something in their nostrils so they got to open their mouth to breathe. Yeah. It's not that complicated, but you don't know that unless you live with alligators and you know that kind of stuff. Actually, I seen an old man, one grabbed him, had him by the shirt cuff. Almost had him by the arm, but had him by the shirt cuff, and he had a Miller High Life in his hand. They poured it down his nostrils. Fucking gator let him go, got to snorting and sniffing and sneezing and spitting. And then the gator stopped finally. My grandpa standing and said, "You thought that was funny?" Pow! Oops, no more gator.
No more gator. Well, that's not true. The gator survived as grandma's shoes and baggage and handbags and luggage.
Well, they used to go out there. They would find a place like where they had an old rig that had been in the water, and it was kind of surrounded by a little dirt area. So what they do is they'd put up it's like seine nets across the openings. And when a big gator would come in, because a lot of little ones would like go when they came in certain size, they just get it, kill it right there, clean it out. I sat out there one day with a gator hide. We got out there early in the morning. They caught a big one, and I had hide. I don't know, it was 2 foot long, 3 foot wide, and I'm pulling it. Man, I'm pulling 50, 60 crabs at a time on this thing. I had to go get an ice chest so I could dump them into. And finally, my uncle came and said, "Stop, that's enough." I had filled 3 ice chests with crabs in a matter of like 15 minutes.
Just with one dead alligator carcass?
It wasn't even a carcass. It was just his hide. It was part of his upper part of his
Wait
back.
a minute. You caught 3 coolers worth, I'm assuming 20-quart coolers worth of crabs.
Big ones. No, they were bigger than 20.
Alligator beef jerky.
It was it wasn't even that.
Alligator beef jerky. That's what you did.
So it was alligator. Like I said, it was about this long and about this wide, and it was about this much of fat and skin left on it.
How did you acquire that?
They had just caught a couple of alligators. One of my uncles.
Oh, I've seen them down the road where they were killing them.
So I had cut a hole through it and put a string through it and threw it out in the water about 10 feet. And I'd see it start moving. I'd start pulling in. And the first time I looked at it, I was like, man, there's a lot of crabs on there. So I got it and I filled up one of the little, like the 20-quart. I filled it up pretty big. I told my uncle, I said, damn. So I went and got one of the big white ones off the ones like the coffin size ones off the boat.
Yeah.
And I start filling this thing up. So I drag it back. I get another and I'm dragging it back. And that's when he told me, he said, enough.
I said, yeah, we got $3 already.
Said, what the hell? What are you doing? I mean, these are big blue monster crabs. He said, well, did you find the crab hole? You know, every
point is a good crab.
Yeah, every now and then we'd get lucky back there. I was with a friend of mine and we had rolled up in this place. Now, we had rented this little skiff boat and we rolled up in this place that had this heavy cloud to the water. The lake was real clear and the water behind it was real clear, but someone had stirred this up. It must have had a heavy soot. So we were just scooping through the soot to see what was in it. And every time we'd grab a crab, we'd pick up a crab. So we moved the boat and got to where there was no soot, where it was just sitting on the bottom, and started looking around. And you could just see little claws sticking out here. Things. I don't know, pulled 400 crabs out of there in about a half an hour, 40 minutes. And they were just in there. And what they were doing, it was waiting. There was a gate. I guess somebody comes and opens area once in a while and lets the water flow in and out. I guess they were there waiting for the gate to be open to go into the lake to feed, or they were in there feeding, waiting for the gate to be open to go back out to the lake. Because I was thinking, I wonder if I should open this thing. But you could tell it.
Not until you filled up all your coolers.
And it was just,
yeah,
shitload of crabs back there.
I love blue crab. It's a wonderful. Okay, it's a bottom feeder. Yeah. But it's the same as lobster. You get, if you get a good one and it's cooked right and you have drawn butter, it's one of the most excellent meats you'll ever get. And somebody once asked me, he's like, "You must love crab, don't you?" And I said, "No, I hate their guts. Let's eat as many as we can."
Yes. No, blue crab's my favorite, Jack. No, by far. Where you from, Florida? Yeah, it's your favorite too, isn't it? Yeah. There's other crabs.
It's also the most prevalent crab along the eastern and southern seashore.
Yeah, I mean, there's other crabs. There's some little orange ones. I mean, there's a lot of different kind of crabs. Florida's got these orange ones about yay big. They're pretty good.
Yeah, the stoner crabs.
Yeah, they're pretty good. But I mean, the blue crab just for some reason got a better flavor. Snow crab's okay. I mean, I don't. To me, snow crab doesn't have any flavor. Is what the problem.
Again, it's just like lobster. If you have enough drawn butter with it, it's excellent.
Drink some butter and garlic, and okay. But
the stone crabs you're describing, though, Joe, those are really good, and you don't get the whole crab. What they do is when they farm those, they catch them, and they have to be certain width from one point to the other point, and then if they have 2 full-grown claws, they go tick, and they pop off the biggest one and they throw it back in the water. That's all they get. That's all I take are the claws, and it's one of the most excellent crab meats ever. And it's just the claw. It is really good. Stone crab.
Well, that's cool. That's the way of doing it. Hey, makes it worth more money.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's a couple of those giant crabs. Stone crab's just one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all up and down the southern. It's like North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia. So you're only going to find it probably in those. I don't know about on the West Coast, but
at least here. They may make it down as far as the Gulf. I don't know, Joe. You know better than I do what's on the restaurants there.
I mean, you get king crab and snow crab and all that down here.
Oh yeah, that's
I mean, the casinos, all the casinos have it.
Stone crab you can get in most local seafood restaurants in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia,
So
Florida.
I watch this guy making seafood rolls, or the crab rolls actually. That the kind you buy in the store and all, and they're the white with the little red streaks and all down, and he showed everything how you did. There is no actual crab in them whatsoever.
They have the imitation shit.
And the red streak in it is the actual flavoring of the I guess like the seafood stock. And that's
or maybe it comes from the cocktail sauce.
It's this is built into it. It's supposed to look like when you pull a piece of meat out of the claw, the long claw, it's white with the red streak on the side. That's
yeah. I know what you mean.
And they sell it as crab, but it's not real crab. Most of the salads you see in all
imitation.
It's gross, man.
It's
people, if you want to, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I shouldn't tell y'all this, but I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. So there's a couple of places who sell like what they call white crab meat or white fancy crab meat. They sell them in cans. It's real crab meat. It's about this big, cans about this big around, about this thick. I don't know, 6-ounce cans maybe.
6-ounce can probably,
yeah, something like that. They only usually $2 or $3. You can make good crab cakes out of them, stuffed crabs,
crab salad,
crab rangoon. You can make all kind of stuff out of them, and it doesn't put you in the poorhouse. Yes, I accidentally found out about them. I was making stuffed mushrooms. Now I make a wicked stuffed mushroom. And I used a certain kind of crab, and I couldn't find it because of where we were at. And a friend of mine came back with this fancy white crab meat. At that time, it was only $1.69 a can. I was like, what the hell did you buy? This can't be real. He said, no, it's real. And I opened it. I said, well, it's real. So I cleaned it up, took a good look at it, and made sure there wasn't no little pieces in it. And he came out. It was fabulous. I've been using it ever since. It's and we get crab meat down here cheap. It's not like I can't go get blue crab pretty cheap. It's about
down near the shore. It's not too expensive, but the further away you get from the land,
it's about
from the ocean.
It's about $10 a quart down here. Which a quart of crab meat's a lot of crab.
Is that already peeled, or is that
that's already peeled?
Live creatures that they come and cook.
That's peeled and picked.
Peeled, picked, and cooked. Wow.
Yeah. So all you got to do is mix it into whatever you're going to mix it in with.
Yeah, salad, rangoon, whatever. Wow, that really isn't that bad. I don't remember what the prices were when my dad took us, crabbing, but I mean each summer I think we would usually buy new dip nets, but we would try to keep what we had, and they were on, I don't know, probably $4 or $5 at a time in the 80s. But as long as you keep your equipment, the only thing you need to buy each time you go down is the proper fishing license, rent a boat, and get something to carry all the yummy, delicious crabs back with. That's all you need. I mean, it's one of the cheapest. I don't know about fun. It is a chore. I mean, you got to wear really thick rubber gloves so that the crabs don't want to get away from you. They don't, stab your fingers off. But other than that, if you enjoy doing it, I mean, my dad and I and my brother, we did it quite frequently. And sometimes we would bring back enough. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 or 8 houses on our street, which was a cul-de-sac. We'd bring back enough to feed the entire street, all 6, 7 houses worth.
Yeah, you always have. It's actually, John. So, like right now, I don't have any in the water, but the 6 pots sitting by my house. I could go back there and load them up with stuff, tie them off, throw them out into about the middle of the bayou, just leave them there. I usually stagger them to see where the crabs are going. Usually they're out in the middle there, and I'll put them out there.
You came in on your pirogue or what?
No, I'm right off my dock.
Oh, you don't go out on a boat.
I don't have to. I live in a bayou. I mean, literally from my back door to the water.
It's kind of backwards logic, Joe, but okay.
Hey, I live on the water. I cannot help it. I'm lucky enough to live on the water. But and not only do I live on the water, I got the Wolf River that empties into these bayou, and this bayou empties into the Gulf of America, which is about, I don't know, 150, 180 yards away from my house is. So you get a lot of stuff up in it, and you get a lot of crabs. And you throw it out there. You get more crabs if you use fish for bait, but if you use chicken, you still do pretty good too. But
but you gotta let the chickens, like when we get our chickens, we would get them before we got to Chesapeake Bay. It was like an hour's away. It was a sports place an hours away where we would buy the chicken necks, but we wouldn't ice them because it was like another hour and a half, 2 hours to the place where we go to rent our boat and get the fishing license and then go do crabbing. So we would let them just stew in the heat of the summer, and either in the trunk or the back seat, whatever, and just like get funky. And it seemed to work better if you kept them on ice until you got there. When you get there and they're still on ice, when you drop them in, you get nothing. They don't come around because you need them to be warm and gooey and oily and nasty and stinky.
But usually when I use chicken necks or chicken legs, I usually slice them. But you can get turkey necks and stuff down here, 2 big plats of them. So I'll take them and I'll just poke some holes in them a couple places, drop them in the trap. But I'll tell you what's also an easy trick. Get you some shrimp, a handful of shrimp. Do like you said, let them sit outside for a little while. Then take them and put them inside of a closed container with a bunch of holes in it and throw it in there with the rest of your stuff, man.
Like a cheesecloth bag or something, so it just stinks and sends out a fucking mess.
It just you'll fill them up no time off. And then
people crab are stupid. They are bottom eating stupid things, and they breed prolifically. And so as long as you enjoy eating them, you throw back the females, whether they have eggs on them or not. You keep the population going, and my God, it's a crab feast is you can't imagine how much fun.
But they don't even put restrictions on females here. There's so many freaking crabs.
Well, in the state of Maryland, they do because they want to keep the population going. And there's a lot of private people who go out and hunt them like we did. I mean, we weren't commercial. We didn't go out and like bring our catch to the canneries. There was a cannery on Smith Island, like those cans you're talking about. Those cans, I witnessed it. They were filled by little old ladies on Smith Island that lived there their whole lives. And their whole job was from when they were 16 to now they're 80-something, 7 years old, was to pick clean a crab, dump the trash on the conveyor belt, and put the good stuff in the can. And when the can was full, put the can on another conveyor belt, and it went to someone else who put a lid on it. And these ladies literally take a crab it has all 8 legs on it. It's still freshly cooked, probably piping hot. And they have a little knife that they go... That's it. All the debris is on one side. The cooked meat is over here. Boom, boom. It's that fast. It's like a split second. It's an amazing transfer.
Yeah, well, when you do it all the time and you're good at it.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, I can eat some good crab, man. Look,
I can imagine though those ladies probably don't really care for eating it much because that's their job is all day long. Crab. And it was like 2 or 3 crabs to fill a can. So you can imagine how many times a day they did that.
No, crab's good eating, man. They well, like I said, you get them down here pretty easy. But if I go in the back, I could set out a trout line across the back and catch me some nice redfish, probably some croakers, a couple of sheephead, flounder or 2, stuff like that. Now, if the water's high,
do you eat the croakers?
Oh man, croakers are delicious if you know how to cook them. It's
I just know they're nasty loud. When we went deep sea fishing, anyone who caught croakers, they were all put into a large bin, and then later on they were cut into chum and used as squid bait.
Yeah, no, you can use them for all kind of stuff, and we did use them a lot of times for bait for crawfish bait. But actually, they call them the silver croaker down here. They do a lot of croaker, but they look more like a trout. And they kind of look like a cross between a trout and a redfish. Actually, it's really weird, but they're actually good eating. Yeah, they're good eating. I was surprised.
Redfish is pretty good. Yeah, I've had redfish.
Oh, redfish
red
is delicious.
Is really yummy.
Well, red snapper and redfish are 2 different things. So
I know. I've had both, but I'm just saying, red snapper is it says probably top of the line.
It's we get nice redfish. You can put a redfish out of my bayou. Shit, man. As long as my arm, nice big beautiful fish.
Yeah.
How do you tell a redfish it has an eye on its tail fin? Yeah, not a real eye, but it's an eye.
It's a marking that looks like an additional eyeball.
Yeah, and that's when you know you got. And they're kind of have a red tone to their color.
Yeah, the meat's not salmon colored like salmon, but it does this kind of reddish in it because the skin's red. So there's It's like
No, I
it's like
think
lobster on
he's
one
actually
side, it's
right.
red on one edge.
No, I think it's the meat's white. It's if I remember right. It's
Yeah, but
white.
on one edge, it's got a redness to it where the skin was, because the skin has a red tone to it.
Yeah, the skin's got a weird. I don't know how to explain the red tone.
Like a model. It's like a model model.
Because-
not when you
because-
see red, it's
well,
more of a red
because-
brown, like rust. Yeah.
Well, because it's the redfish itself is kind of a goldish color itself. So it's I don't know. It's hard to explain. You got to see one. You know what? People have to pull one up and show you one of these days. It's but I mean, and then if you sit on my stand on my dock, which I got to rebuild now since the last storm, it's got like 5 boards left. But if you can still stand on and fish. But if you stand there, you cast directly across as a sand flat, which is a beach. When the water's low, it actually turns into a beach, and the flounders just get up in there and stay in there. And you can pull some nice sized flounders out of there. Fishing with a couple of
Flounder's
different
good
baits.
eating.
And then the specks come in here a couple of times a year. They just come swimming all up in here and fill up the bayou. I mean,
What
as
are
long
specks?
as speckled trout.
Oh,
Yeah, so they're like rainbow trout without the speckle. I mean,
no,
without
I
the
know.
rainbow.
I've never had it, but I know what they look like.
Oh, they're delicious.
They're kind of yellow,
Especially-
black spotted.
Yeah. If you cut them, kind of a greenish yellow with black or brown spots. If you take the meat and soak it in a little milk for a little while, and then cut it maybe an 1/8 inch thick, a little thicker, man, it is some of the best. What are you talking about? You mean trout almondine? Trout almondine can be any kind of trout. Well, technically, trout and bass aren't the same thing. They are, but they aren't. You can argue about it. Bass are usually largemouth trout.
Bass
are
and
usually
bluegill
smaller.
are actually closer because they're off the same family tree of fish.
So trout are generally smallmouth, and bass are usually largemouth. That's why they call the green trout a
there are two
smallmouth
varieties
bass.
of bass. There is a largemouth bass. There is a smallmouth bass.
Well, that's what they call the green trout, a smallmouth bass. But I don't know. It looks more like a trout to me. Just looks green. It's the green trout are delicious too. Yeah, catfish are good. There's a couple kind of catfish you can eat.
Most types of fish is pretty good. Most of them are pretty, especially the bottom feeders, which is really weird. The ones that are down there eating the detritus and the carrion and all the nasty shit.
Are you talking steak versus seafood? No, steak's going to win out every time.
Oh yeah, 100%. Now you take steak and you take lobster. Count me in twice.
It's well, Jeff, we get a lot of different kind of food down here. Well, I got a friend of mine who'll swap me lobsters for shrimp.
Yeah, bayou actually means in English those who eat whatever they want when they want, fresh from here. That's exactly what bayou means.
It's
It's French for grocery store, but you got to kill whatever you want to eat.
Yeah, no, I mean there's just so much. I mean, there's literally so much to eat in my bayou. I got a garden downstairs. The only thing for some reason I had a problem with tomatoes. Well, large tomatoes and shit I had a problem with for some reason. Everything else was good.
Nitrates.
Yeah.
Dump fertilizer with higher nitrate in it. Go to your orange or blue home improvement center and the garden side and ask for that nitrate rich fertilizer. Trust me. I was garden center for 3 years, dude. It'll bring them back and turn red.
I'm just telling you, I've grown a lot of tomatoes in my time. I mean, a lot of tomatoes. I've had bushes as tall as my freaking house.
Joe,
Matter of fact, my business.
Joe, I help people who have houses make it pretty with tomatoes.
A friend of mine was laughing. Yeah, but we used to grow tomatoes by the acres, not by just the tomatoes. But
well, then why are you
a friend of mine was laughing because he come over one day and he said, "What do you got clipped to your gutter?" I said, "You can't tell what that is." I mean, these are big boys. I mean, like this. And he's like, I said, "It's tomatoes, dude." He said, "They're clipped to your gutter and growing onto your roof." I said, "Well, but you know what? In all fairness, the soil right there there used to be a bayou that they had filled in. So there was a lot of funky, nasty, good eating stuff in there for a garden. And so it grew really well. And besides, I fed them with whatchamacallit once every 2 weeks. So they were growing like weeds. And but for some reason, this particular year was weird. So they all bloomed really nice. All my cherry. And I got micro cherries this year. I've never seen this before.
Wow.
These things were like like concentrated tomato.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
They were only about this big.
Oh, shit.
About half, not even half the size of a normal cherry. And when you ate one, you were like, wow. It was like you just put 5 tomatoes in your mouth at one time. It was insane. It was just insane. But yet I got green onions that were 2 foot long. Got beautiful bell peppers. I got a lot of, I got some nice sage. I got some, not sage, I got some rosemary, and I got some cilantro. I grew a couple of things besides that. The plum tomatoes.
The cilantro you can grow off your kitchen counter if it gets enough sun through your kitchen windows.
What I usually do is I grow it in between the tomato plants.
Is a separator?
No, I just throw them in there and just let it grow underneath the tomato. It keeps weeds from growing, is what it does.
Oh, yeah. Ground cover,
it becomes the weed, basically.
It's ground cover, yeah.
So it works real good. And actually, I got some pumpkins down, Chris. Yeah. We don't. They don't ever get really that big here. You know, I don't know.
You growing potatoes or asparaguses?
Nah, tomatoes and I get pretty. Potatoes, they get pretty cheap. They're like $2 for 5 pounds or something.
At the home improvement centers that one year they came out with, they had it wasn't a kit, but it was a box of I guess bulbs, because it's like the first thing that comes out. It's at this pre-spring sales. So I got a box of blue potatoes and a box of blue asparagus, and I had a spot in our backyard in Myersville, and right behind the pool, and I follow the instructions for the potatoes. You had to do it in rows, like you were a legitimate farmer, like do one, like 8 in a row, 8 in a row, 8 in a row, whatever. So I did that, and then there was the asparagus were weird. It looked like those really nasty rolled up African cigars. It looked like they're rolled up in hay. I swear to God, that's what it looked like. It would just look like a blue roll up of hay. I was like, when I opened it up, I was like, what do I do? I plant these in the ground, or do I smoke them? What the fuck is this? Pardon my French. So, but I took them and as I said, I spread them out like they said in the instructions, and I put it down. Potatoes coming out my ass the rest of the summer, and it's a lot less, but some the following summer. Didn't find a single goddamn asparagus plant at all. The whole goddamn town. Nothing came up. They just went bloop.
Yeah, sometimes that's what happens.
Nothing came up. I was looking more towards the.
Well, sometimes you just get bad seeds.
And the potatoes, to be honest with you. But I mean, because I knew the potatoes are just like stupid. Potatoes are like the bottom feeders of plants. They're underground. But they're very prolific. You don't. All I have to do is go. Once you get one of those ones that starts growing the eyeballs on it, take it out back, dig a 6 or 7, 8 inch hole, bloop bloop, bury it. You got potatoes in a week too.
It's we've grown a lot of stuff over the years. It's just I don't know. This year was rough on tomatoes though, man.
Did you get a lot of water? Because we're like really behind on our rainfall here.
No, we didn't get as much rain as we usually do this summer either. That might have been why I was getting micro
cherries.
Yeah, it's crazy because I had 5 different. Well, each thinking about 5 bushes, and they all were doing it. Now all of a sudden they got a little bit bigger toward the end of the season, but now they're just like F you, buddy. The green onions were beautiful this year, though. The bell peppers, I was getting marbled bell peppers at a very small size, so they were turning red and green.
Was that the Booker brand of green onions?
No, I don't know. I'd have to look and see. I don't know.
That's a joke, Joe. Booker T and the MGs did.
Oh man, get out of here! Just slap your ass. Just don't slap his ass. It's no, it's there was some pretty good. It was a pretty good horror song. Oh wait, hold on. Somebody's beating on me and being like Confucius and hurting me.
Oh, I have Pat Talk on too, but I don't know how to get into the chat room. But we're almost done anyway. Too late.
It's next week, guys, we'll make sure y'all know where it all is and where you can find it. I'll maybe we'll put it in the instructions or something. I got to reinstall it on this computer anyway.
That's one thing I don't like about the program is like when you install it, it installs itself in like your computer startup routine. So whenever you come up from a sleep or you turn your computer all the way off and all the way back on, it's like one of the first programs that turns on. So you're like looking at one page, and all of a sudden it's like, and it laughs in your face, and it scares the living shit out of me every goddamn time.
Well, there's a place there somewhere to turn that shit off.
Yeah, there's a way to get in there and turn those start off programs off. I don't know how to do it. On a Mac, no problem. I'm in and out of that. I could do it. But on these things, I'm a complete, dodo.
Where's that?
This is a Dell. It's not a Lenovo, but it's a PC, not a Mac.
I don't know. Maybe we'll do Charlie Kirk in the near future.
Yeah, maybe we should all like look at some of his videos. To be honest, I mean, I knew who the dude was once I saw him, and I didn't really know what his name was or who he really was, what he did until after he was shot and killed. Which that's on my part, but we can't know everybody that's doing this. But the thing is though is that when I first saw the dude, I thought he looked like that kid from that Caillou commercial, that Caillou cartoon. I thought that he looks like an adult Caillou, the cartoon character. He's completely, innocent looking, non-threatening. I don't care what kind of words he was saying. He looked like a child. I'm 60 years old. He's 31. He's like a child to me anyway. My dad was 60 years old or 30 years old when he had me. It's the same time span.
Jackie, I don't know what you're talking about, Jackie. What? Russia doesn't want to. You think Russia wants to start a war with us?
Oh yeah, Sally. We just concluded all talking about crabbing and how to cook them or what kind of crab are good. Oh yeah, you missed a lot. Sorry.
It's Jada made me hungry again, and a good bastard.
Well, you're the one who just said you have a grocery store just off the pier in your backyard. So
no, I can't help that. I mean, look, I can't. Don't hate on me because I got a good backyard. I mean, come on. It's no, Jimmy. I live on a bayou in.
Is it still called a backyard if most of it is water?
Yeah, back bayou. I don't know what.
You have a back bayou. You have a back bayou out there.
Yeah, my bayou is way wider than my yard is. I got a decent sized property.
Sally is from on YouTube is asking, did Joe put on an apron? No, Joe had to put on the alligator reptilian alien avatar because he took off the apron. So, yes. But thank you for asking.
Let's see. Let's turn this on. No wait.
Oh yeah, and Heidi's making rice for our food. You're making rice, Heidi, right? Not that dead the fly worm. What are those fly worms called? You're not making maggot rice, please. Don't tell me.
Yes, none of that nasty stuff.
Burlock.
Eating that once in a lifetime is plenty for me.
I think that would be way too much.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
All right, what is this? Okay.
Oh, thank you. Just white plain rice she's cooking. Good. Here's the trick to getting good rice, especially if you're making like, beef fried rice or whatever fried rice kind of dishes, Chinese dishes. On the bag of rice that you get, don't get one with the silhouette of an elephant. If it has a silhouette of an elephant on it, it is the best rice. If it doesn't have it, if it has a monkey or anything else on it, it's crap. And get it from the international aisle, like where the Chinese rice is.
What are y'all talking about, rice? Man, what are y'all going on?
Yeah, Heidi's cooking rice. I was just telling her how to get the best rice. So you go to the international aisle where the Chinese rices, the Chinese spices are, and you get the one that has I forget the name brand of it, but it's I think it's a jasmine rice, and then on the front of it has a silhouette of an elephant. Indicates the highest quality rice.
Well, yeah, just white plain rice that works for me. I like good white plain rice. I like a good brown rice too, but it's rice is just the easiest thing in the world to cook. I mean, 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, 20 minutes, you got rice.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't get any easier than that. A little salt, in the water.
I do like 6 cups. I do 6 cups in my rice steamer and like 8 cups of water. You just fill it to the top, and It's like 10 minutes. Boom.
Oh, you want to make that much rice? Damn, man. What are you, Chinese or something?
Yeah, I make beef fried rice with it.
Oh my God, what are we gonna do with this guy? So down here, we'd make jambalaya and get all the stuff and ready, and then we would take the rice, still uncooked, and throw it into the mix and let it cook in the juices and everything.
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
Yeah, and they usually add in a couple of quarts of chicken stock too. Chicken stock, sorry, and do it that way.
My mom has a recipe that she took. No problem, Heidi. She took a recipe from Ukraine, chicken Kiev, and a recipe from the local Chinese restaurant in Potomac, Maryland. Steam it again. If you have it in a steamer, like a rice steamer, steam it another cycle, and that should do it. But anyway, the chicken recipe from the Chinese restaurant was lemon chicken. So my mom made this thing called lemon chicken in the rice, and the last step was you threw the rice in for like 5 minutes at the end, and it was enough to soak up all the water from all the chicken broth you put into it, and it made it into more of a casserole than a soup.
Yeah, because they use rice for a lot of dishes down here. I'll tell you that. They definitely use a lot of them for. Well, there I am.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, you're welcome, Heidi. No problem. Yeah, I've done that before with the rice. If you have a rice steamer, people, and you happen to put in a little bit too much water, and after the steam cycle is over, if there's still water in it, do it again.
Yeah, people, do it again.
Yeah, just keep your eye on it so it doesn't burn on the bottom, and then
or just do it the easy way: 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, 20 minutes. It's always perfect.
Or you can go down to the local Chinese restaurant and buy it for $4.95 a large.
Why would you do that when a bag of rice is like $1.99 for the 32
I'm just saying it's already cooked. It's in the thing. It's $4.95 for the large container.
Cooking rice is easy, people.
If you need white rice,
that easy, people.
I mean, it's faster than McDonald's these days. If you go to a Chinese restaurant and ask for steamed rice, give me the large, box of it. It'll be.
By the way, down here, a big thing of white rice is 99 cents. Who's ripping you off, man?
Well, this is Maryland and Potomac, dude. This is.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Democratic controlled.
So down here, I can get a big thing of combination fried rice, which is all kind of crap in it, plus usually shrimp, beef, and
chicken,
and pork. And so I'll get that. It's $8.99 for like a pound and a half. It's ridiculously cheap. And I usually get a thing of crab ragoon on the side and a couple of egg rolls, and I'm good to go.
The combo side rice or combo fried rice up here is around $13 or $14 for a size large. It'll last you 2 meals.
It's Heidi's fault. She caused it.
Mm-hmm.
She won't stop eating that fucking fried rice now.
Her and her daughter making homemade Chinese food. They're killing the market for all the rest of us who like to go to the Chinese restaurants.
I'm gonna have to get some Chinese delivered, I guess. No, we've been pretty laid back tonight. Why? Did we offend somebody? There's no way we offend anybody because we've been laid back all night.
We've been talking about food and catching crabs. The easy way, not the hard way.
Yeah. Well, I think the other way is the easy way, but
well, it's a more fun way, maybe.
It may have consequences.
Yeah.
But let's play the easy way. Raymond, where are you at? Pichgula. I can't say that, man. Pichgula. Someplace in Africa. What do you mean? Sponsor you to come to America? Jay could do that. Yeah. What do you mean? I don't care what color you are. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nobody. I can't sponsor anybody. No, my house is full. Yes, you got to be able to put people up. You got to show certain things too. And since I hunt aliens, they don't want me sponsoring nobody that might not be an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because most of the time when I hear something like that, oh, can you help sponsor me to get out of Africa? Send me $5,000 or $10,000, and I can come live. Yeah, whatever. You smoking, you smoking some good ganja down there in Africa is all I can say.
And they're not going to happen in that direction.
Some of that good black
Are
African
we running
fire.
over a little bit? It's 10:18 my time.
Yeah, 9:30, baby, 9:30. 3 hours. Remember, we started 6:30.
Okay.
We ended at 9:30.
Just making sure. Just making sure.
Now, in 2 weeks that changes. It's going to end at 9.
Okay, yeah, we're going to start at 7 my time.
7 your time, and we'll end at 10 your time, and we'll start at 6 my time, and then at 9 my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show's changing time. Well, yes, there's 2 shows changing time. This one and the Arthur's Quill are both changing times. Yes. Well, we'll have an hour spot there if somebody wants to get in there. It's probably, if I like you, I'll let you have it for $300 or $400. If I don't, it'd be more like $3,000 or $4,000. So, well, in all fairness, whoever gets it, so you'll be coming off of the Writers of the Future, which does 2 to 3 million, and Arthur's Quill, which does 3 to 4 million, and then you'll be coming into a show that does 3 to 5 million. Even though tonight we seem to be running a little under, but still. So I mean, it's a really high end spot. Would I guarantee numbers? I'll tell you this. I can guarantee you 90% that within 7 to 8 months in that slot you'll be over 600,000. Yeah, I would even think faster than that, but wow, yeah. What do you want? Tell you what, ICAR at Cox.net, iCar at Cox.net. Send it there, and I'll take a look at it. No, I mean we're always looking for new shows, and we're going to have a spot there, and it's going to be an hour. Saturday, the normal fee is $500 for an hour. Yeah, that's the normal fee, but that's for a show that's not actually in the middle of a lineup that's multiplying millions of people. So, tell me what you got. Maybe we can work something out. You got any connections, like advertisement? You know, maybe we can work something out. No, I'm always interested in new shows. I mean, you can do something esoteric.
We're almost about to burst out into 2 separate networks. So the more shows, the better the faster that can happen.
Yeah, so I mean, are you going to get into more esoteric stuff, or are you going to get into more like news stuff or helping people stuff? I mean, it's just. Well, to be honest, there are no real guidelines on to what you have to be on the network. You just have to be good at what you do. No porn or anything like that, but other than that, you know. And hate speech to an extent.
If it's covered by the Constitution, you can talk about it. But if it incites people to hurt or kill or maim others, then it is not, not cool.
And to that question, you're as free as I am. So whatever I would do in a network, you can do in a network as far as what you produce. It's well, what I mean by that is not so much now, but coming out of the Biden era, we were kind of bound by what YouTube wanted or Facebook wanted or Twitter wanted.
3-letter organization numbers, letters, names, etc. We were pushed off of YouTube.
We lost more than 10 pages, 2 of which were really good paying pages. So never to get those back. We did recover some of the other pages, but not all of them. It just so now that seems to be gone. So as long as that's gone, feel free. But remember, just like Jimmy Kimmel has found out and Stephen Colbert has found out and a bunch of other people have found out, sometimes there's consequences for what you say. So I can be a real asshole.
Careful who you mess with. It could come back on you. Look, like I said earlier in the show, the same thing happened when the Nazis fell. They wondered why they fell because we used their same tactics on them. And they're like, well, they were so arrogant they didn't see it happening on them. And they're like, well, why did it happen? Well, because your tactics work and we took it against you and you lost. Same thing is happening here. The Democrats used a tactic on the Republicans. It worked for many years. Now the Republicans have turned the tide. They're doing the same tactic back, and the Republicans can't stand it. They're like, well, why is this happening? Because you set it up. That's why.
Yeah, because they're idiots. I don't know, Chris, but things are changing. The world's changing. Everything's changing. Just give it time. See where it goes. Is you mean me? I'm not getting just as much trouble as the rest of y'all. What are you talking about? Michelle's mean, man. Just because I'm the boss don't mean shit. She's the boss. I'm just the owner. It's you mean would she hesitate to tell me? No fucking way she would not. If she thought I did something, she'd call me up at the house. Joe, what is wrong with you, man?
What did you say?
No, because she's a station manager. She's in charge of making the station. I mean, she's what puts the lineup together. You know, her and I talked early on, and we're talking a couple of years ago now, about the direction I wanted to go and eventually where I wanted to go. And she's been working on that diligently ever since. She's an excellent manager. So I'm not going to buck her and make it harder. I do every once in a while, just aggravate her. But no, really, I'm not going to buck her and stuff like that. She don't like me cursing. What are you talking about? Not doing enough of that as it is. Yes.
It's an R-rated show. This one is, so, you know, F-bombs and S-bombs all over the place.
Actually, I've been pretty laid back the last couple of shows, but
yeah.
Yeah, she is a goddess. I agree with you. And by the way, it was so nice seeing Emily back Thursday night. I felt so good seeing my buddy back on the air, kicking people in the balls and spitting in their face and stuff. I love Emily. I mean, Amelia. It's actually I got
Amelia is a form of Emily. Just
yeah. Well, no, I got two good friends. I got one that's named Emily and one that's named Amelia, and in some ways they remind me of each other. And they're both Canadian too to start off with. But one's married to a good friend of mine, John Goodwin, and the other one is just a good friend of mine who is a host on the network as well. Yes, because they're both fiery as all shit. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes they are.
We have to be very well behaved when Emily comes on the show.
And they do both. Emily said none of that bullshit anymore. Next time she comes in, she said, "Y'all better go back to being your normal pain in the ass selves." She said they were all scared of me, Joe. I said they weren't scared of you. They were being polite. They were scared of me, not you. It's like, wait, what? It's like, no, Randy, we really got to go. What you got? So why don't you like Trump? Oh, because he's taking over all the cities. And first off, I don't even know if there's enough military to take over all the cities.
No, I don't think there is. And for one thing, the mayor and who else? There's other people who asked for him to let loose the National Guard in D.C. to help bring the crime rates down.
Well, he's in, where is he at right now? Memphis? Is that where he's at?
Well, I don't think he's there yet, but that's the next target. But Memphis did not ask for the assistance. However, last year or the year before, Memphis was the highest in crime rate throughout the country. So that's why he's going there. But
yeah, well, the governor, he made the governor.
DC wasn't like he said, "Oh, well, I'm just going to go. It'll be the best thing ever." They asked for him to come.
Yeah, so
he was getting that. He was asked to go there and clean up the city.
And the governor of Tennessee wants him to come, so that's a plus for him. So he won't have any fight back on that. He'll go do what he wants. And you'll see more of these states that have these problems do it. Louisiana's going to do it. They're going to tell New Orleans, you're just going to have to deal with it.
And did Chicago stop asking? Because they had asked him to come.
People
also.
are asking, and they even went in front. And even some of the council reps in Chicago are asking, but the governor said no, and the mayor said no. And he don't want to have to go. That's what
happens when you have a Democratic governor and mayor, but you have
what they're not
Republican
what these Democrats don't realize they're doing to themselves is he's going to start showing results like he has in D.C. and it's going to start showing in every place they've been. It's going to be like this, but your town's still going to be a shithole. Come election time, you won't be there anymore. They're going to get rid of you, and you're going to see, and even more if by 2026, he's going to say 10 or 15 cities and they're all calm and there's no taking over, there's no riot
No
and
crime,
stuff
no
like
rape,
that.
no murder. Yeah.
Not only are they going to win in a big way, it may be the official end of the Democratic Party. I mean, they're teetering as it is with 14% approval rating. That's horrible.
Several of them are, they're committing political suicide. Turning each other in, and just how many registered Republicans and Democrats have changed? 3 million. 3 million
3
left the
million.
Democratic Party, and 3 million joined the Republican Party. It's a 6 million
Yeah.
gap now.
Yeah, but a lot of that 3 million who left didn't join the Republican Party. I don't know if they went independent or if they're just floating around right now.
Still,
But they're not voting Democrat though. They're like, fuck you, Democrats. And then you've got the people leaving New York and California. Newsom tried to say, "Oh, there's more people coming than going." And the reporter, which was
he's
from
such a
CNN,
liar. He's not a very good.
the reporter from CNN started laughing. He said, "Mr. Newsom, please." And he just looked at him. He said, "Come on." He said, "The only one that's worse off than y'all with people leaving is New York."
You're welcome, Heidi. We saved her rice. Second
Yeah.
cycling through the cooking made it not watery.
What the hell time is? Shouldn't you be in like bed or something, man? Is it like past your bedtime? What do you? I mean, you're only like 16 or something. Jesus.
Yeah, it's only.
Aren't there rules for
9:30
teenagers,
for
man?
her.
I thought there was rules for teenagers and stuff. Well, it's only 9:30 for me too, but
Yeah.
it's what's that, Denise? All right, 2 more questions and then we'll go. Where are you at? You're on Jojo Mon. Okay, I see where you are. What do you got for us? Y'all can ask questions on the fucking show. I don't care. I just wish you'd come do it on
Well,
one
that's
of
a stupid
the.
question. Then we'll make fun of you.
Yeah, and we might make fun of you anyway, but I still would rather you come do it on Rumble or on YouTube or something like that. But anyway, what's your question? And where the hell are you? Pascagoula, Florida? No such place, really. Where are you?
Yeah,
Panama
there's a
City,
place called
Florida?
Pascagoula, Florida.
Panama City, Florida. I've been to Panama many times. Yes, I know all about Panama. Yes, that's where I keep my other
8:30.
4 alive. Oh, you're on Mountain Time. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it's 8:30 where she is. So yeah,
She's
it
in
is
between.
way past her bedtime. Shame on you.
I know. Go to bed. You can't be getting corrupted and stuff. Talking about food
she's gonna stick
porn.
around for Sean Patrick Hazlitt show coming up.
What kind of weirdo is that?
Sean Patrick, he's one of us kind of weirdos.
Does anybody know who this guy is? We ought to go raid his show one night just to aggravate him.
Yeah.
Go to show with like
It'll
5
throw him all the
of us.
way up because he does have a rhythm to his show. It'll throw him all off kilter.
We'll have about 5 of us on the show. Hey, Sean, man, what's happening, man? We miss you. Maybe we'll do it during
man.
Halloween just to drive him batshit crazy. What's that, Stephanie? We're talking about Sean Haslett. Yeah, he's bad.
He's
boy.
coming up. Right? He's probably playing his intros right now.
He's he probably already started. I think he started. The way Michelle set up, I think we overlapped a half hour. I think I ain't 100% sure, but
Yeah, he might already be.
no, we're getting ready to get out of here. I told you I could get you 2 questions in. So what were your 2 questions? Why is the aliens blue and why are they pregnant? Right? Is that what you're asking? No, I know that's not what you're asking for.
Yeah, he's on.
Joe Bob Elliott. I don't know who the hell that is. Oh, do you honestly, do I think the Trump trip was successful? I do think it was successful in every aspect. So Trump's over there making peace with the world, making friends with Stama, changing our relationship while he's cleaning up DC and ending wars everywhere except in fucking Russia.
Well, and he's very humble. We were talking about this a few shows ago. He said recently, last night or the night before, that he only quelled 7 war conflicts. When we were talking about it, it was more like 9 or 13 or something a couple of shows ago.
Yeah.
So he's playing down whatever it is that he's been doing.
Well, the media's got him at 7. I know 6 of them for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Ginger, real quick, since you've been bugging me about my buttercream recipe, I'm gonna give you the easy one. Okay, 1 stick of unsalted butter. Let it sit on your counter till it's soft and beat it till it's kind of fluffy. 2 cups of confectioner sugar. Mix them together. Okay. While it's mixing, add 1 tablespoon of milk. That's it, 1 tablespoon, and a small teaspoon of vanilla, and mix it all together till it's soft and fluffy and everything is smooth. Now, if you want to change the color or the flavor, this is where you do it. You can add in chocolate, squirt in maybe a little chocolate in there, throw in some chocolate powder or something, some cocoa powder, some red, whatever flavor you want to add, whatever color you can add here, and then let it run until it's nice and smooth again. And then, depending on the consistency of your buttercream you like, you can serve it right then and there if it's what you like, or you can chill it a little bit. It's that easy.
Now, if you want to make Hollywood movie blood, you buy Caro corn syrup, the Caro brand, Caro, and it's I think it's a quart size jar, the one we use. Whatever the standard size jars you see at your store. Grab that, and then in the jar you put in an entire bottle of red. 3 bottles of red, a bottle of blue, and like 3 drops of yellow. And then you shake it all up, and then you have fake movie blood.
There you go. Oh, the buttercream icing is good, Gerald. It is good. It is. And what's nice, like I said, what it's nice about, you can add whatever flavor you want to. That's just the basic recipe. That is just smooth, pure buttercream at that point. So that's all. You get a nice, smooth texture to the palate, nice, sweet flavor. It's great on anything. But like I said, you can add whatever flavor you want. 2 or 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder will give you a nice, dark, deep, chocolatey taste. Slightly bitter. You might have to add some sugar, but probably right where you need it. Lighter, you can make it milk chocolate. You can go anywhere with it. Add some lemon zest and leave it that color. Add some lemon color and some lemon zest. So you got lemon buttercream. I don't know.
Lemon zest is good.
Oh man, the last time I made it, I made what you'd call super vanilla because I wasn't paying attention. I was talking, and I put like a tablespoon, and I hit the squirty thing. And like I said, it ended up being like 2 tablespoons of vanilla, which it should have been a teaspoon of vanilla. I was like, whoo, it was vanilla-y. It was good, but it was vanilla.
But still, though, that's the kind of stuff you can make in a bowl. Just like you said, you don't have to put it on anything or in anything. You just get like those little ladyfinger cookie things and just
you do that with it too.
And go.
And what's funny about it is when you chilled it a little bit, you could cut it into like little delicious white pieces of fudge. It was. Oh, I used it for coffee one morning. Yeah, I took a chunk and dropped it in my coffee. Oh, it was fucking fabulous.
Yeah,
it was fabulous. It's it's really easy. You know, when I first started making, oh no, Linda and I had to quit 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. We got into a buttercream kick. We both gained like 15 pounds.
Ooh,
we were doing all kind of experiments, making all kind of shit, filling cones with butter. Oh man, it was ridiculous.
Well, you know what they say. Everything tastes butter with better.
Yeah, it does. Just remember, unsalted real butter, not no fucking fake ass more.
Yeah, you get the Irish butter. That's most people like that for cooking and baking. The unsalted Irish butters.
Whatever y'all want to use, but 1 stick is all you need. 1 stick and 2 cups, and that makes plenty enough to ice a cake plus. You know what? I'll give you on my I forgot what you call it. It's ganache. I'll teach you how to make ganache one night.
Oh, yeah. Bubba ganache.
Good chocolate, good. It's good. Well, we like Adobe icing down here, which is a weird icing because it's like a kind of like a layered icing. Anyway, not tonight. We got to go, and now I'm gonna have to go get. I ate a half of a gallon of cookie dough ice cream last night. So
I think I have some tacos upstairs still.
It's all you fucking people in radio's fault. Yeah, it's all y'all's fault. I wouldn't eat that shit, but I was talking too much.
You make us talk food, and then our tummies get empty. And then we get sad and lonely and hungry for food.
Well, I got these really nice stainless steel frying pans, and if I use like peanut oil or any type of oil in them, they're fine. If I use real butter in them, they're fine. If I use like one of those like Country Crock, one of the other margarines, well, first off, Country Crock, I don't know what it's got in it. It's got some kind of oil in it. It almost looks like latex sometimes. It tastes really good, but it's kind of weird looking when it gets overheated. But a lot of stuff wants to stick. If I use the other one, the not Imperial, whichever one it is, it's got so much water in it, it's not even funny. Because because a lot of times I'll mix margarine in with grease and certain types of cooking. And with this, you can't. It gets to popping and spitting and shitting and cussing and every other damn thing. Oh man, we make these wicked cupcakes. Oh my god, double, triple chocolate fudge cupcakes with a deep dark chocolate buttercream on top, stacked about that high, just big swirl coming. Oh my god. And then a friend of mine comes over one night. He goes, "Let me show you something." He said, "These cupcakes are the best thing I ever ate." So he goes in and he pours out the center and fills it with this liquidy, fudgy, bosh type chocolate. Oh my god. It was yeah.
Why do they gotta fancify something that's already kind of fancy to begin with?
I don't know, but it was good, man. That's all I can tell you. It was like one of them stupid volcano cakes, kind of sort.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, those are yummy too. And if you're not ready for the funnel, the volcano cake or whatever, it'll surprise you.
Now, when I get an ice cream cone, I like the kind where they drizzle the chocolate down at the bottom of the cone, so there's a nice little chunk of chocolate at the bottom of the cone.
Like the drumsticks you get in the store, that the inside of the cone is got chocolate icing frozen on it first.
Yeah. So, somebody sent me this thing yesterday about soft serve ice cream in an ice cream carton. Blue Bunny makes. I'm gonna have to try it out and see it.
Well, I was looking on. I don't know why. I just happened to be looking at my phone, and Amazon for some reason sent me a suggestion. And I looked at the machine. I thought it was something else, but I clicked on it, and it was a soft serve machine that you can buy for your countertop at home. You can fill with the various different soft serve ice cream syrups, and then it was like $3.99, $2.99, something like that. I was surprised how cheap it was.
Yeah, they got one way cheaper than it. They got one you can buy. It's it only makes like, I don't know, probably 10 or 12 cones at one time, but it's a little mini thing. It was only $69.99. I got it for somebody for Christmas last year.
Yeah, we got something like that for it's like that big around, and it makes
it
makes a quart at a time.
It makes you'll get 10 double scoop cones out of it. That's what you'll get out of it. That's all we could get out of it.
Ours makes about a quart, at a
Because
time.
last year I was mushing not marshmallows, bananas in them. I was having a ball, but we got to go. We're way past going now. So anyway, guys and girls, now y'all made me hungry again. Fuck you and fuck you and fuck you. On that note, I hope y'all all have a happy fucking sleep tonight, and the bed bugs don't come bite you in the ass and keep you up all night, and your chihuahuas don't poke you in the rib cages and shit because they want to lay the wrong way or some shit like that. Ha ha ha! I'm just dead. Anyway, guys and girls, we love you, and I hope y'all enjoyed the show tonight. And like I said, any moans, groans, bitches, or gripes, right to Heidi. Yeah, give Michelle a break, right to Heidi. Anyway, on that note, we got to go. I want to thank everyone again for tuning in to United Public Radio and the chat. And yes, we were very late. We can't be laid back some nights. Fuck you. How's that?
Yeah.
Don't make me cuss when I'm leaving.
It's a laid back show to begin with. There is no topics really. I mean, even though we put one in there, it's just so we can, determine when we put them on archives.
What you wanted me to talk about? Choking somebody out or something? Bitch slapping somebody around? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's peace. It's Saturday night. It's nice. Enjoy your life. Anyway, good night, everybody, and stay tuned or go catch up with sassy Sean Hazlitt right now.
Patrick Hazlitt.
He's broadcasting the Jim Hardaway right now. So go enjoy the show. Let me know what y'all think. And good night, everyone.
Yeah, damn. Why does it